Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Mingle. Let's have a mingle with Midweek Mingle. The only problem is I'm missing my right-hand man, Mr. Normski. He may join us, but he's dealing with some personal issues at the moment, stuff going on. Yeah, he will not be joining us. I did send out some links to other people, so we may get a pop. We may get a guest on. We may get a guest on in the Mingle, but big up to every single one in the chat. Gooner SC, Kawaja's in as well. Big up to every single one of you. Just end the game now and it's stoppage time. Yeah, we'll get on to that. So City can get another goal for the goal difference. Yep. Paul Nash, people, you wondered what happened to Mickey Pearce and Jevon from Fools and Horses? Well, here they are. That is us. That is us on the Mingle, brother. When me and Normski are going, that is us. Definitely. We're going to be having a summer mingle when the season's over. We're going to call it the summer midweek mingle. We're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff going on in the summer. So there will be some shows going on in the summer. Obviously a reduced sort of schedule, but we will keep it going, people. Absolutely 100%. Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. Yep. If you can come up with some... If you can come up with some famous pairs for me and Normski, it will be appreciated, and perhaps I'll do a little thumbnail on this wonderful AI technology. It's blowing my brain, people. It's blowing my brain, this AI thing, honestly. Things you can do with it. My son's doing his garden, and my daughter-in-law done an AI thing of what it would look like when it's done. Honestly, you don't even need planners anymore. It's going to put them out of business. It's crazy work, this AI. I'm telling you, it's madness. It blows my mind. Come in, boys. Where are you? We're all here. We're all here together. You are my Mingle tonight, people. You are my Tommy Lee Jones. You are my Devon. You're my Sideshow Bobs. You're everything, people. Big up the legendary DJB, the single Mingle. Absolutely, Lynch. It doesn't matter. We're all here together. We're all here together, people. Happy vibes tonight. Happy vibes tonight. The season is nearly over, and it's been a long one, people. It's been an absolute long, grueling season. And City are not done yet. They go and smash Crystal Palace 3-0, and it could have been a lot more. We'll have a quick look at the stats and everything else on their game. We'll talk a little bit about relegation, and then we'll throw it over whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about old days, any old TV, I think we'll have a little chat about old TV shows. Some of the old TV shows that you remember in the past that used to rock your boat, people. Hope everything is okay with Robbie Senior. Yeah, he's all good. I think he's just got a family engagement, and he's here, there, and everywhere. The Normski. No, he's all good. Everything's good. Big up, Icy Spicy. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you've settled in your new job, Icy Spicy. I hope your new job's going well, my friend, and big up to every single one of you, and bless. Manny, how you doing, bruv? Always a pleasure to have Manny in the chat. Absolute legend. Big up, DJB. Just saw City Palace clash. It was an attacking masterclass against an inspired Palace team. If we draw either of the two remaining games, we've lost. Manny, it's not done. It is not done. Isn't it nice to see attacking free-flow football? And they dropped players. Pep got one eye on the FA Cup. He knew his squad. He trusted his squad depth. Trust the squad depth. And that's exactly what he done. He trusted his players to go out there and get the job done convincingly against Crystal Palace. He rested key players for the FA Cup. What he done tonight, Mikel Arteta would never, ever do. And I'll tell you what, will he rest players against Burnley? Does he trust his squad to rest players against Burnley to give them some little rest time in order for the Champions League final? Because if you got the squad depth and you trust your players, that's what you do, right? That's what Pep done tonight. He rested his key players. He knew Foden was quality. He knew Marmoush was quality. He knew Savino's got a job in him. Go and do the business. And that's what they've done. 3 goals scored. The goal difference is now, I think they're 1 goal now. So we have to beat Burnley by 2-3-0. I'd say 3-0 minimum. 3-0 minimum. If they beat Bournemouth, if we beat Burnley, Burnley, new football team in the Premier League, people. If we go and beat Burnley and they beat Bournemouth, it's all on the last game. It's all on the last game. Big up DJB. I'm ready for the single mingle. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Arteta to F the league up in 2 games. We will see. Rob, it's not done. It's not done. I am not going to go singing through the rooftops until I actually see red and white ribbons around that trophy. When I see that, then I know it's done. Until then, we're going to just sit pretty, people. We're going to just sit pretty. Arteta's light bulb. Chrissy boy. Kivu won the double in his first season. What phase is he in? Exactly. How much money did he spend? Probably hardly anything. Hardly anything. Minimum expectations. You've been in the job for 7 years. You've had £1 billion spent. Law of averages, you're going to go and win the league. Or you should do. Come on, you Gunners. Absolutely, Lynch. Won the double with Inter, but it's a Farmers League. Exactly. You know, there's no Farmers Leagues. It's football. I don't get involved in all this Farmers League. You've still got to do a job no matter what league you're in. No matter what league you're in. You know, the Premiership says it's such a brilliant league, yet England hasn't won the World Cup since '66. So, we'll see. We'll see. Big up, Lux. Hope you're well, brother. Jet C6308, Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. That's a good one. I'm liking that, people. I'm liking that. Crockett and Tubbs. Miami Vice. Someone came in. Crockett and Tubbs. Laurel and Hardy. That's a bit strong. Abbott and Costello. I'll tell you, there's all sorts of names for me and Nomsky on the mingle. Big up to you, Jetsy. Big up, my friend. Used all in previous workplaces. It's crazy with the text as well. Yeah, this AI, man, it honestly, people say it's dangerous as well, though. It can be, I don't know. I'm not a techie guy. I'm really not into technology, to be honest. I'm so bad with technology. I'm even frightened to trade in my mobile. You know, once I get used to a mobile phone, I've got it for years and years and years. The battery lasts for about half a day. But I'm frightened because everything's on your mobile now, isn't it? Your banks, everything's on the mobile. You know, it's frightening. Even cars now, you can. There's some cars, isn't there, where you can put it in your mobile phone and literally open the doors, start the car up from your mobile phone miles away. Absolutely frightening. Yeah, congratulations, Man City, for the domestic treble. Gooner SC, man, please. I can't be doing with that. Can't be doing with that. You imagine if we blow this league right now. Imagine if we blow this league. Men behaving badly. That was funny. That was funny. Loved Men behaving badly, man. That was brilliant. That was Martin Clunes, who I absolutely adore. I think he's brilliant. Yeah, who was the other one? What was his name? He was the voiceover for Bob the Builder as well, wasn't he? What was his name? Dark-haired, slim fella, tall. What was his name in Men Behaving Badly? And he was the voice of Bob the Builder. Anyone from overseas, Men Behaving Badly. Basically, if you never saw it, it was 2 guys lived in a flat. I think they shared a flat with 2 girls as well. And they was just trying to, they were trying to partner up with them, and it was all sorts of madness. And they was coming home drunk and getting up to walking around in pants, and it was just slapstick comedy, but it was funny. It was hilarious. Did you rate Peter Crouch, DJB? I did rate Peter Crouch, actually. I did rate Crouchy, and hats off to Crouchy. He was a good professional, Peter Crouch. You know, he was a proper professional. But for a big, tall guy that came from pretty much nowhere, he had brilliant control. He was a bit like Alan Smith, really. He had like a nice first touch. He could hold the ball up, and it was nice. Big up my Carl Walsh, brother. I hope you're well. Carl Walsh in the building. Absolute legend. Oh, big up Kyle Walsh. It's not done yet, Kyle, is it? It's not done yet. You know, what's that saying? It's not over until the fat lady sings. So she's singing. She's singing, brother. It's not done yet. It is not done yet. If City win the league, then I'm done watching. Oh, man. Honestly, I can't imagine it. We can't lose it from here, surely. Players, people, been saying we've washed all season. Exactly. City are not washed. They'll come back stronger than ever next season. Look at Foden. He's been out the limelight. He looked brilliant tonight, Foden. I rate Phil Foden. I think he's a brilliant player. I think he might have left it late for the World Cup, to be honest. I don't think he's going to make the World Cup, but at the end of the day, he's such a good player. Such a good player. When he's on it and he hits form, he's a good player. Crystal Palace, I remember back in the day, Clinton Morrison. Yeah, I do. That was when Simon Jordan owned the club, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. We got the best squad in the world, DJB. Of course, Teta will trust the squad. Rob, there's no way on earth, if we was in an FA Cup final this week and we was playing Crystal Palace at home in a title race, there is no way on earth he's resting Rice, Gorkarez, Saka and all them men. He's playing his full team. 100%. He hasn't trusted his squad all season. Norgard hasn't played. You know? Big up the Kylo. Yeah, all in the big old Kylo. Can't wait to get out to Ireland. I'll be going out to Ireland in September at some point. And I will be meeting up with Shano, and I'll be meeting up with Kylo, and I'll be an Englishman in Ireland. And I can't wait. It's going to be good. I've never been to Ireland. The countryside's beautiful. The people's beautiful. Can't be drinking the Guinness, though, because I don't like Guinness, even though I've been told it tastes completely different in Ireland. All I'm hoping is that they've got some good coffee shops, because I do like my coffee. I do like my coffee, people. Papa DJB just had the Canadian Michael Jackson moment. Dear, the Canadian Michael Jackson. It does make me laugh when Shano does it does make me laugh when he does his accent, man. It really does make me laugh. Gooners SC, big up, bro. Big up to you, Shano. Did you rate Darren Anderton at Tottenham? Darren Anderton was a player. He weren't a bad player. Amical. He was similar to Eze. He'd have like 2 or 3 good games where you think he's a world beater, and then he'd have 3 or 4 games where he weren't really in the game. Quite an intelligent player though, Darren Anderton. Weren't a bad player. Paul Nash is in. The retro show will be back. I don't know if Shane was going to put something on the YouTube. What we've decided to do, let me just fill you in on the retro show. What we've decided to do, because there's so much going on at the moment with the close season, the Premiership, Champions League and all that malarkey, we've decided to kind of give the retro show a little break at the moment. But we're going to be continuing the retro show in the summer, because what we don't want to do, we want to try and keep something for you people going on in the summer. So what we're going to do a retro show in the summer. It's going to be retro football boots as well, like all the old football boot classics, the Predators and everything else. We're going to be looking at some track suits as well that we used to wear back in the day. Normsky still wears his shell suits, by the way. He's still prancing around in mauve and green shell suits, I'm sure of it. He might tell you he ain't, but Normsky is. Normsky, if you're watching, bro, you know you got the shell suit on. Come on, bro. You know it. You know you've got that shell suit on, without a doubt. But yeah, the retro show will be back, and we'll be bigger than ever. And we'll be doing the emblems as well. So we'll be showing all different emblems. There'll be stuff going on throughout the summer. Can't wait. Be good. PF's TV's in as well. Big up to you, bro. Aces, they're all in tonight. It's the mingle. 48 watching. Not too many watching, but make sure that you smash your like, people. When you come in, or if you disappear, smash your like. And this is big news, people, and it's a credit to you and the community as well. We are nearly there. We are nearly there. Bless, nearly at 3K. Come on, make it happen. I think we're about 24, 25 away from 3K. So if we can get to 3K by the end of the season, great achievement. And big up to every single one in the community that's subbed, that's been with me from day one. Much appreciated as always. And as I said, if I get to 3K subs, I'll be over the moon. If I don't get to 3K subs, I'll still be doing what I'm doing, people. I'll still be doing what I'm doing. But big up to every single one of you. Let's make it happen if you've only just joined. Good evening, Paul Nash. Paul Nash does miss the retro show. Paul Nash is a massive fan of the retro show. He loves it, you know, and he's a bit of a disco dancer as well. He says he ain't, but I know he is. I know he used to get down the Circus Tavern in Essex, man. Friday night, Paul Nash was... Neil Morrissey, that was him. Big up to you, Nashy, my friend. A little bit behind on the chat, but I'm trying to get everyone in. Kawaja, absolute legend as well. Brilliant mod, works wonders. Some mothers do have them. Brilliant show. Oh, that was a classic, wasn't it? He done all his own stunts in that, you know, brother. All his own stunts. You know, all that madness he used to do on Some Mothers Do Have Them. Go and Google it. He used to do all his own stunts. I think there was one of them where he's hanging on the bus and he's on roller skates. That's everything his own. He done everything his own. Michael Crawford. That was it. Michael Crawford. Some Mothers Do Have Them. And his wife, Betty. Hilarious. Classic. They don't make classics anymore, do they? There's no real kind of classic comedy. There'll never be another Only Fools and Horses. Ever. Won't ever be another Only Fools and Horses. Enjoy the Burnley game because that's the only game this season we have any chance of winning. Gooner SC, I wouldn't put it past them. I said on DG's channel earlier on that when a team's relegated, they tend to find a bit of form because they're relegated. They're just enjoying the moment now. All they're doing, they've got no pressure. They're not chasing points to stay in the league. The damage is done, so they can just enjoy their football. So what they're doing, they're playing football as if they're on holiday. So they're playing with a bit of freedom. And sometimes when you're playing teams that have officially been relegated, they just find this extra bit of momentum. They drew the other day, didn't they? 2-2. So if we take Burnley for granted, we could get hurt, you know. We could get hurt. I know people say Burnley are rubbish, and yeah, we should beat them. Let's be honest. Yeah. Would I be sitting here thinking I'm worried about Burnley? I'm not worried about Burnley, but we need to get the job done. As it says in the title, let's get the job done now. That's all it is. 2 games, get the job done, play your football, nothing stupid. Go and blow Burnley away. But it ain't going to be like that, people. It's not going to be like that. Because as I said, when teams are relegated, they play with a little bit of a bounce in their step. Yeah. We won't be playing at the Emirates next season. Let's go give it a go. Let's go and enjoy ourselves. So they will get chances. I'll guarantee you'll get chances. The pressure's on us. Arsenal Women's TV. Make sure you go and sub to Arsenal Women's TV. Hope you're well. Good evening, Carl Walsh as well. Kawaja, subscribe to Carl Walsh. There it is there. YouTube channel. Carl Walsh Gunner 9650 as well. Kawaja, legend. Hope you're all good. Everyone's good. We're in the mingle. The Sweeney. Oh, man. Minder as well. Dennis Waterman and Minder. That's a classic. That is an absolute classic as well. Endanguna, big up, my friend. Hope you're all well. Everyone's well. We're all locked in. So, Man City. Stroll past Crystal Palace. Beadle about. Oh, I know you're coming out with some classics on the mingle here, people. Yeah. All you, anyone from across the pond in tonight as well. Let's put some shows up. I used to love Miami Vice, me. I was a Miami Vice, massive fan of Miami Vice. Loved it. Never missed an episode. Never missed it. Absolutely brilliant. The music, the women, the fashion, the weather, the beaches, just the coolness. It was all there. It was all there under one roof yeah, it was brilliant. Sick Note Anderton. That was his nickname, wasn't it? He was called Sick Note. That's it. Yeah, I remember it. He hardly played a game. Calafiore, wasn't he? Calafiore. DJB, what do you think about Peter Beardsley? Good player, Peter Beardsley. Good player, industrious, clever on the ball. Used to get into those little pockets and little positions. Used to run from deep as well. Good little player, Peter Beardsley. Always played well for England as well. I like that. I like that. I think players that play... That's always... When people talk to me about John Barnes, anyone that's watched me in the streams gone by, listen, John Barnes is a great, magnificent player, without a doubt. And he's a Liverpool legend. And I get that. But I never saw the absolute world-class John Barnes that everyone was talking about. Brilliant player, fantastic player. But he wasn't one of them for me, John Barnes, you know. And I think what it was, apart from that solo effort against Brazil, Maradona settings, he never really done it on a consistent basis for England for me. He always used to disappoint me when he played for England. And I think that's the reason why I wasn't overjoyed with John Barnes like some people were, you know. Liverpool fans in the chat, if you come in, I'm not disrespecting John Barnes. I'm just giving you what I thought of John Barnes. He didn't really cut the mustard for England, but I appreciate he was an absolute legend for Liverpool. Some World Cup reaction shows, DJB. Yeah, they'll all be coming, my friend Lynch. Throughout the World Cup campaign, I will be following. What I'm going to do, me and Aaron's going to get something in the pipeline. Aaron Talks Arsenal. We've spoke about this last week or the week before. We're going to pick two teams that we're going to follow, or a couple of teams that we're going to follow through the World Cup. I think we're going to, obviously England, because obviously that's the main interest for us. Spain, because of the Arsenal influence, I suppose. And might pick one South American team, might pick Argentina or something like that. And we're going to be doing some match reactions. We're going to be following some teams. I might even do my first ever live watch along. I might, depending on the time, I've never done a watch along live from start to finish. So I might do my first ever watch along as well. So yeah, there'll be stuff to do in the summer, Lynch. Don't you worry about that. We'll try and keep you entertained, people. One thing about Anderton, he always performed well for England. See, this is it, Nashi, isn't it? This is it, my friend. I do like players that form well for their country as well. You know, I do like that. I do like that. I'm not one for these players that cut it for their club, and then when they're picked for their country, they don't really cut it for me. Jude Bellingham, for me, is overrated. I think Jude Bellingham is bang overrated, to be honest with you. What's happened to him lately? He seems no one really hears of him anymore, do they? What's gone wrong with Jude Bellingham? Has he been out injured or something? DJB, hardest footballer you've ever seen. Some of them Leeds players, man. Eddie Gray and all of that. Some of them, Chopper Harris. I mean, that Leeds team in the 70s, they were physical. They were absolute monsters. Going on a bit forward, Graham Souness, he was a hard man. Graham Souness could mix it a little bit. Peter Reid as well for Everton. He was no soft guy. Peter Reid could mix it up as well. Tony Adams was solid, wasn't he? He was a rock, wasn't he? Adams. There There was lots of hard men around. Roy Keane, I mean, Roy Keane was a bruiser, wasn't he? He didn't mess about, Roy Keane, did he? Patrick Vieira, if you like, if you're talking modern football. But some of them players back in the 70s were physical. Duncan Ferguson, he was a hard man. He was a big old hard man. Yeah, there's been some proper hard men. Players don't know they're born nowadays. You can't touch them. Can't touch them. See, Premier League has clamped down on Crystal Palace home section supporters not to sell their tickets to Arsenal supporters. Didn't know this. I mean, I couldn't get a ticket. So I know they were hard to get hold of, to be honest with you. Kenny's going. Listen, I've got to talk about the West Ham game. I've got to talk about the West Ham game on the Mingle, people. We all know what happened. We come out the first 25 minutes. We're looking good. We're creating. We're trying to probe. No real cutting edge, but we was in control. Then he makes them stupid substitutions. He puts Declan Rice to right back. We then got no midfield. Everything that I've been saying, that if Declan Rice is out of that midfield, we ain't got one. There, as I said, there are players in this football team that are key to Arsenal Football Club. Declan Rice, Saliba, Gabriel and Raya. They're the four. If any of them two go missing, we're struggling. We are struggling big time. Declan Rice playing at right back was an absolute madness. He then corrects it by default in the second half because Calafiori took an injury. Otherwise, Declan Rice would have still been playing right back. West Ham then got in the game because they had to. They're fighting for relegation. And then you had the incident, the VAR incident. I'll leave it up to you, people. Was it a foul? Wasn't it a foul? I've got my views on it. I've got my opinion on it. But yeah, it was one of them. It was one of them. As I said, I think I said it on Monday night show, on Aaron's show. If that had have happened on any other player other than the goalkeeper, it's a goal. The fact that it was on the goalkeeper, it was highlighted. Everything else that went before it was ignored. You go back and look at all the corners over the season. You've had pulling, pushing, tugging, holding, wrestling, all through the season. Soon as it happens to a goalkeeper, they're on it. And I think that's the reason why it was given and everything was ignored. And as I said on DGs, it's one of them. If it goes for you, you're over the moon. If it goes against you, you're spitting feathers. And next season, we are going to have decisions that go against us. Unfortunately, this fan base won't accept it. They won't look back on the West Ham game and go, yeah, but that went again. That we got that one. This one we didn't get. Swings and roundabouts. Some go for you, some go against you. It's one of them. Big up DJB, Nonny Superfan, Joseph Connor Golden. Come on, man. No. Nonny, I'm telling you now, loan him out and I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Loan him out. If even when he's going out on loan, that brother needs to go out on loan. The fact that he could even be rocking up at the World Cup, it just sends shivers down my spine. If City win the FA Cup, then this will get interesting. David Carroll, that is a great point. That is really a great point. I think they'll beat Bournemouth. I think it's going to go down to the last game of the season. It's going to be one of them moments. Aguero! It's going to be one of them moments. I'm telling you now. Imagine losing this league on the last game of the season. The pressure going into that Champions League final. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine the pressure going into the Champions League final? Oh, my days. And then we lose that. And we come out trophyless. Who cares? Mikel Arteta's got a 3-year deal anyway. No one cares if we don't win a trophy. The manager's here to stay. Why are we worried? It's all right. We've got super duper Mick for another 3 years if we don't win a trophy. And a £21 million pay rise. £21 million. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Big up to everyone. Suge is in. Big up to Suge. Big up DJB in the chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Come on, people. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We are nearly there. The community is nearly at 3K, and it's an absolute privilege to be with you all, people. 78 in the chat. Make sure. Wallace and Gromit. Brilliant name for me and Nomsky. Ooh, Betty. The Desmonds. Oh, mate. They owned was it the barber shop they owned or something? The Desmonds. That was hilarious, man. That was absolutely hilarious. So if you've just joined the chat, we're talking football, obviously, but because it's the mingle, we do like to have a little bit of banter and do like to have a little mingle and a bit of fun. Any TV programs that you can think of that can jog your memories and bring back some old good memories for you, put it in the chat. And if you can think of a duo, a partnership duo for me and Nomsky, we've got Crockett and Tubbs, Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy. The Only Fools and Horses one. It was in the chat earlier on. Yeah, so think of anything like that, we'd appreciate it, and then I'll notch up a thumbnail on my new toy, on my new AI toy. Yeah, Gooner SC, we can't beat Palace. I'm worried about the Palace game, to be honest. Last game of the season, a rocking Selhurst Park will give them a little bit of impetus. They've still got some decent players. It all depends what team he puts out, because he's got the old conference final to think about, hasn't he? I want Blackburn Rovers in the Premier League. So do I, Mikel. So do I. I want all the big teams in the Premier League. I want Derby County back in the Premier League. Yeah. Gutted for Millwall. Gutted for Millwall. I was really hoping Millwall would get to the Premier League. How can you finish third, miss out on automatic promotion by, 2 points, and then not get in this? Oh, man. Sickener. Absolute sickener. If Southampton get booted out, they should put Millwall in the final, because they finished third. They finished third. They got, you know what I mean? But is what it is, bruv. But yeah, big up to shame on Millwall. I don't know who won. Was it the Division 1 semi as well tonight, wasn't it? Playoffs. They're crazy, the playoffs, aren't they? Yeah. Spurs could be in a playoff next season to go up in the Premier League, couldn't they? Yeah, England League One final. Stockport County 2, Stevenage 0. Yeah. Stockport County, Stevenage. 77 points. See, I like that. Stockport County finished above Stevenage. So by rights, they should be going through. So, again, big club down in Division 1. Deportivo beat Barcelona, Villarreal 2, Sevilla 3, Espanyol 2, Atletico Club 0, and Getafe 3, Mallorca 1. So all sorts going on. All sorts going on. But yeah, them playoffs, man, they're crazy stuff. Crazy. You imagine, we're lucky because we're Arsenal fans. We ain't had to suffer that, have we? But can you imagine going to Wembley and having to play a playoff final to get in the Premier League? You finish third. Let's say you finish third. You finish 12 points above the team you're playing in the final, and you lose. It's crazy. Abdo, any bozo moment from Arteta like playing Zubi or Rice will bottle it against Burnley. Be interesting his lineup. Do you know what worries me? It's the right back position. The right back position. I'm not a Mosquera fan at right back. I'm really not. He's all right centre half. I think he's got a future at centre half. But at right back, big game, I'm a bit worried. We need to sign a right back in the summer. We've got no replacement for Timber. And let's not forget, Timber is injury prone. Timber is bang injury prone. So we need a right back in the summer. I think that would be my first signing if I was in charge. Get a right back. I need a right back. Ben White's finished. He's had it. Yeah, he'll probably end up on TalkSport as a pundit. But listen, I think we need a right back. Timber, you can't rely on him to play that many games. He's always got that injury in his locker. So, yeah, a left back as well. We've got Hincapié. Calafiori, I'm still not 100 with him at left back. Don't ever want to see Skelly at left back. We all know that he's not a left back. So the fullback positions are the two positions in the summer that we're probably going to have to address at some point. But it all takes money. And the only way we're going to get these players in is we've got to sell. The Jim Palace Market Road, just off the Cali, was there. I produced my best moves in the early 90s. See, Paul Nash? See? He was breakdancing. Dun, 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 dun. Gin Palace Market Road, just off the Cali Road. See, Paul Nash was cutting a rug. 90s setting. Paul Nash with his Pringle jumper on. Minder, brilliant show. Bless This House, Colin. Now you're talking. Richard O'Sullivan and people. Yeah. Spitting Image. Yeah, that was clever. Spitting Image. Very Airwolf. Wow. As Rant says, every time there's a game with something on the line, we turn into someone else. 100%. 100%. Yeah. I know Sean watched Baywatch for the acting. I used to watch Baywatch just for the beaches. I thought the beaches were lovely, Suge. For some reason or another, I was only interested in the beaches. Yeah. That was some show when that come on, man. Honestly. It was crap, wasn't it? But you had to watch it for obvious reasons. You know? The Royal Family, hilarious. Well written as well. Brilliantly written. Crystal Maze, that was great. What was his name? The weird-looking, bald-headed guy. He was in the film as well. Rocky Horror Show. He was like the butler in the Rocky Horror Show. What a film that was. Let's do the time warp again. Take a jump to the left. And to the right. See, so the mingle, we don't, you know, I'm missing my brother Normsky, but I'm going to keep it going for Normsky. Beardsley was incredible against Germany in 1990. Yeah, he was brilliant. Really, really good little player. Royal Family, that was hilarious. I know Sean watched. Big up to you, Suge. I was assigned Spain by Shane's will. Secret Scraper 6'8". Alvida Zane. Jeez, man. That's a mingle classic right there. Paul Nash. Alvida Zane Pet. I watched all the episodes, all the series. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I'll never forget when it came on. I'll never, ever forget when it came on, the very first episode. I was done. That was it. When they was like, showed you their home life and all that, getting together, group of lads, building site, Dusseldorf, in the hut, on a building site in Germany, getting up to all sorts of madness, and the comments and the accents and the way they just used to have to live together. Timothy Spall's little Brummy accent was brilliant, wasn't it? Oh, I loved Alvida Zane Pet, man. It was brilliant. Brilliant. Roy Atkinson was what a manager. Very underrated manager, Ron Atkinson. Ron Atkinson, you mean, not Roy Atkinson? Yeah, I know you mean that, Mikel. Very underrated. Did you rate Chris Waddle? Very good player. Very good. Jude Bellingham's nothing without PR. Kawaji, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Vinnie Jones, what an hard man. Oh my days. Vinnie Jones, man. He was an absolute mental case, wasn't he? And I'll tell you what, Stuart Pearce was hard. I always say Stuart Pearce was one of my heroes. Stuart Pearce is one of my heroes, footballing heroes. Seen Stuart Pearce. right? I won't tell you where, but I was in a curry house restaurant. I was in a restaurant, and you know when you double take and you go, "Is that? Is that? Is that? That is. That's Stuart Pearce." And I went to the person. I said, "That's Piercy." And right on the table, literally there was Stuart Pearce, and he was my idol. But out of respect, I didn't stare at him, didn't go over to him, didn't ask for his autograph, didn't disturb him. He was with his missus and his family and all of that. And it was just a pleasure to be in the same restaurant at the same time with Stuart Pearce on the opposite table. You know, he was hard but fair, Piercy. Yeah, and I do sound a bit like him as well, and I probably sound a little bit like Glenn Hoddle, but it is what it is, people. It's my North London, East End Essex accent. The East End Essex accent is unique. Evening, DJB, and the world-class chat. Evening to you, Brenny. As always, big up to you, my friend. I hope you're well, brother. I hope you're well. I hope everyone's well. Big up, Geezer, the Butcher. Terry Butcher was solid, hard player. Wimbledon back in the day. Do you know what Wimbledon done? What Wimbledon done back in the day was literally play to their strengths. They didn't do anything fancy. They just played to their strengths. The players they had, they got the best out of. Fashanu was underrated. He was a good striker, Fashanu. They had Vinny in midfield, busting everything up. They had the little Dennis Wise as well. The little pocket rocket. He was a brilliant little player. And I'll tell you what, he could mix it and all. Dennis Wise. He was a dirty little so-and-so and all. When you played Wimbledon, you knew you was in for a game. Because they knew they weren't a massive big club. But what you got with Wimbledon is exactly what you got on the tin. You play with Wimbledon, they play to their strengths, and that's what they did. And all credit to them. All credit to them. Billy Bremner, yeah, all of them lot for that Leeds team. Animals, man. Animals. With Vinnie Jones was, crazy, man. He was crazy. Stuart Psycho Pearce, loved him. So Shane studied Pamela Anderson's acting skills very closely, both of them. Oh, Pamela Anderson back in the day, man. You got a hats off to Pamela Anderson back in the day. She was an attractive lady. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I'm saying that with respect. You know me. I'm respect. But yeah, you know. R.I.P. Peter Simpson. Wow. Didn't hear the news. Stimo. Did he pass away? When was that today, Brenny? I've got to check now, bruv. Let's have a look. Yeah, 13th of May. 81. Oh, that's sad. Double winning team. Oh, Stimo. Club legend. Crucial part in the 70-71 double winning team. 500 appearances Simpson made. Solid player, man. Yeah. Quite intelligent as well. Wow. R.I.P. Peter Simpson. I hope they all wear a black armband and do a minute's silence on Monday night. I certainly will be. If you don't know about Peter Simpson, very, very crucial in that double winning team and the leading up to it and all through them seasons. A lot of appearances for Arsenal. Solid player, steady player. Big up to R.I.P. Peter Simpson. Thoughts go to the family and friends as always. Neil Ruddock, terrible player. Absolute. How he ever played for Liverpool, I do not know. He was awful, man. He was awful. He's in one of them categories where I just put bang overrated. Yeah. In the summer, we will be doing overrated and underrated players of all time. That'll be a summer thing to do as well. The overrated and underrated players. Big up Paul Nash. Sean definitely studied gravity. Mick Hartford, he was a bit of a beast. Jack Palance, he was a beast on Mick Hartford. He could play and all, though, Mickey Hartford, I tell you. He weren't a bad player. DJB, what happened to the good old-fashioned tackle challenge? The game is soft with players dancing on TikTok. Do you know what, right? I've always said this. The reason why you see a lot of players the way they are today is because you can't touch them. You can't touch them. Haaland would be half the player back in the 80s. You had to have technical ability. Look at Ronaldinho when he used to get the ball. We used to have players coming in from all angles. Fabregas even. I'll go back as far as Fabregas. Players used to go flying into him. But if you've got a brain and you've got that intelligence, it don't matter, does it? It don't matter. But a lot of the players nowadays wouldn't last 5 minutes. Man like Tony Adams crashing into you every 5 minutes, you know? Paul Ince, yeah. Ince weren't a bad player. Bit of a sulker though, wasn't he? Joey Barton, Lee Bowyer. No one looks back. There is no point. Thank you for asking, Endanguna, brother, missing out. Cole Walsh, Miami Vice was way ahead of its time. I loved it. But when Michael Mann left the director's chair, it went downhill, unfortunately. Kyle, 100%. One of the best episodes I saw when he buried the guy in the wall and his partner said he was my partner. And racing to the house was the Miami Vice tune. I'll never forget it. I think it was the final episode. Miami Vice tune, Brothers in Arms. Dire Straits. And they're in the car. And, yeah, brilliant. I loved Miami Vice. It had everything. Hotel Babylon as well, I loved. Hotel Babylon, I loved it. Who was the concierge in Hotel Babylon? What was his name? I think he directed Elton John, Rocket Man. He was in Spats as well, if anyone remembers that. He was a young actor in that. And he was in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. What a film. One of my favourite films of all times, Lock, Stock. Talking of Vinnie Jones, Lock, Stock was brilliant, man. Anyone that hasn't seen Lock, Stock, go and watch Lock, Stock. You'll watch it again and again and again. I've watched it about 6 times. I love it. Whenever I'm feeling down and feeling crap, I just put Lock, Stock on. Brilliant. 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 Cole, if you're in the building as well, what's the other film as well? With the boxing with Brad Pitt in it, and he's the pikey, and he's the pike, he's the gypsy, lives in his mum's caravan, and they blow the caravan up. What's that film called? I forget now. Hey, can I the dags? Did he say dogs? Big up DJB. What did you make of Gert Muller? Brilliant player, absolute brilliant player. How can you not? Yeah, used to. Honestly, he was some player. I think he was left-footed, wasn't he? He had some left foot. Don't wish that you lose on the last day because these players will never recover. African, man, if these players walk away this season without a trophy, it's going to absolutely... I don't know how they come back next season. I don't know how the manager comes back next season. I'll tell you now, we're all going to knock Arteta, and rightly so, if he doesn't win a trophy. But I'm telling you now, them players will take some stick as well. Everyone at Arsenal Football Club will have to hang their head in shame if we come away with nothing this season. I don't care how well they've done. I don't care whether they've taken it to the wire. You do not lose the league from here. You got Burnley and Crystal Palace. Burnley at home, Crystal Palace away. You're 2 points clear going into them games. You lose the league from here, I'm telling you now. You walk away from Arsenal Football Club and never come back. That is in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. Declan Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, just walk away. We'll play the reserves. You don't lose the league from here and then show your face, you know? It's like sleeping with your best mate's wife at a wedding. You just don't show your face the next day if you get caught. You know what I mean? You just don't do it. Well, you don't do it anyway. But it's on that crazy level. You know, it's on that crazy level. The British Empire. I remember that. DJB. Do you remember Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants, Voyage to the? Yeah, I remember all of them. Planet of the Apes, brilliant. Used to love Planet of the Apes. It was on every Sunday around about tea time, if I remember. Yeah. Loved Planet of the Apes. Lost in Space, $6 million man. Brilliant. Absolutely. Land of the Giants. Yeah. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Remember them all. Hendon, remember them all. Crazy work. Crazy. Young manager that is in the league should have won already, not till the end of the season, except in 6 years of failure. Suj, I agree. Said it on DG. We should be like this now. Man City win. Oh, well, don't matter. We should be chilling away. We should be playing all the reserves against Burnley, all the reserves against Crystal Palace, resting players, chilling, enjoying life. Instead of that, we're biting our nails. We've got to play Burnley. We're hoping it goes well. We're hoping Man City lose against Bournemouth, and we're like that. The point of the matter is, and I've made this point, and Suj, I know you've made the point, is this league should have been done, dusted, finished. End of. No questions asked. The fact that it's going to go to the last game probably of the season is an absolute nightmare. Millwall fans, CUNCs, JB. We don't want them in the Prem. Right. Let me. I see where you're coming from because of their past record. I see where you're coming from, right? And I understand it. I get it. However, they do have a very good, loyal fan base that are not in that little element of certain fans, if you know what I mean. On the whole, Millwall fans are genuine good Millwall fans that support their club very, very well and efficient. I'm not one of these for taking the minority and blaming the majority. Yeah. I like to think that on the whole, most fans are decent going fans. And most fans in everything, in every single club, are decent, genuine football fans, to be, if I'm pretty honest with you. There's them CUNTs in all fan base. We've got them. We've got them at Arsenal. You get them all the time. It's society. It's what we live in, unfortunately. Jason Wilcox weren't a bad player. Very underrated. Win our 2 games and we are Premier League champs. It's up to Arteta and the players to deliver, perform on the pitch. Simple, no excuses. Clement, there is no more excuses now. That's it now. It's out in the open. It's out in the open. I'm not going to get in about the manager. You all know my views on the manager. You all know my views on certain players. And yeah, we need to strengthen next season. That is what we need to do. We 100% bullseye. Brilliant game. Jim Bone. Okay. What you've won, that's safe. I'll count that out during the ad break. That's all safe. Yeah. Always like that. What you could have won. Look what you could have won. Krypton facts are hilarious. Brilliant. Good evening, the huddle. Just watched the biggest penalty con Scottish football. Celtic payoff job disgraceful. Yeah. Hearts. No, they haven't blown it, have they? Goes down to the last game. Of course they want it to go down to the last game. You know it does. You know it does. Oh no, 3-0 Falkirk. They beat Falkirk 3-0. Celtic. Was Celtic losing? Do you know what? I'm going to be openly honest with you now. I'm not a massive Scottish football follower, to be honest. However, if Celtic have had a lifeline tonight, that's going down to that is the last game of the season at Celtic Park. I'd love Hearts to win it. I really would. I love Hearts to win it. It's apparent to me right now that the owners aren't serious about winning trophies. Do you know what? I've not really got onto the owners this year, Clement, but next season, if it all goes pear-shaped, I'm bang on to the owners. How has this guy offered a contract before he'd even won anything? It was ridiculous. As offer Arteta a contract, they should wait till the end of the season, but Arteta hasn't signed it yet. He's signing it. He's just, I don't know. Here's an interesting one. Timmy Mallet. Here's an interesting one for you, right, guys. We're saying about sack Arteta, but when you think if he does an absolute madness and a miracle and wins the Premier League and the Champions League, do you reckon he signs that contract, or do you think he goes on to somewhere else, or thinks to himself, look, I've done everything I can at Arsenal now. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. I want to go on to something else. Perhaps go home to Spain and manage a Spanish team or something like that. I don't know. Do you think it's taken a lot out of him? That he's had so much taken out of him that he might just think, do you know what? I've done all what I can. I can't really better that now. Because how can he better that? If he wins the Champions League and the Premiership, what does he do? How do you better that? Win all four? You ain't going to win the quadruple. You ain't going to win all four competitions. That ain't happening. So, be interesting. Big up, Binks. Hope you will. Planet of the Apes was my favourite. Brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. He switched with Rice to right back. Was a mistake, but Odegaard and Kai subs won you the game. I wouldn't say Kai. He came on and I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know where he was playing, what his role was. He didn't hardly touch the ball. That little creative play by Odegaard, yeah, he spotted him well. You know, he got into that position, cut it back. He's got that in his locker, Odegaard. Let's be serious. It was apparent in 22, 23. It's just that he's not shown it enough. You know, unfortunately, he doesn't do enough for me. But yeah, I mean, credit to him for picking him out. Finish was half decent, took a deflection, but then at the end of that game at West Ham, it was just all crazy after that, wasn't it? DJB, do you see the story that what Arsenal are not paying for their staff to go to and staff must pay their own way there? PSG, that is crazy, Endon. That is crazy. Don't even go down that route. I never got a ticket. I didn't even get put on the waiting list. Kenny got put on the reserve list. So did Aaron. I didn't even get there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely gutted. Didn't even get the opportunity. But I know I'm going to be watching the Champions League. And I know I'm going to be looking at people with boasting on. I mean, I ain't got a TikTok account and all that, but I'll see it on shorts on YouTube and all that, and they'll be there. And I go, how on earth are you at the final? And I'm sitting at home. You know, over 50 years I've been going for, and I can't even get a Champions League ticket. It's just unfair, man. It's just unfair. It's gut wrenching. It's just gut wrenching, and the prices as well. Even if I got a ticket, it would have cost me £3,000, I suppose. Your flights are like 800 quid. The accommodation is astronomical. Then you got to have all your food and your drink. Then you got to pay like 300-400 quid for a ticket in the first place. It's gone, mate. Football's gone. Finished. Big up, Suge. Your manager, unfortunately for me, number 6, half years, over $1 billion spent, one league and FA is not enough. If he wins the league, Champions League, I'd need to look at it. Yeah. So I'm with you in that camp. And I said this the other day. If he only wins the Premier League, and again, I mentioned it on Deluded Show earlier on, is that enough? When the dust settles and the parade's over and you look at it in real context, you've got to remember, best team in Europe, best team ever, elite manager, blah, 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 blah. Part of me would be a little bit disappointed that we've only won the Premier League. I was expecting at least a Premier League and a domestic, either an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. Yeah? If we'd have got Carabao Cup, Premier League, Champions League runners-up, I'm thinking that's minimum expectations for me. I'll be over the moon if we win the Premier League. I'll be absolutely gassed if we win the Premier League. But there'd be a little part of me thinking, is that it? Is that it? But yeah, that Champions League, man, that's crazy. Big up to everyone. Everyone's in. Saying big up. Well, this is what I like about the community here. Everyone looks out for one another. As I said to you when I started the channel, that's what I wanted to build up, and that's what we've got, people. Street Hawk motorbike. Street Hawk. I don't remember that. Yes, I do. I do remember Street Hawk. 100. Yeah. That was weird. That was one of them Japanese programs as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Richard O'Brien, Binks. That was him. A little bit behind on the chat, but I'm doing my best. That was him. Richard O'Brien. Facts. Big up Tyrell's in as well. Big up to Tyrell. Big up everyone. Krypton Factor. Fantastic show. Loved it. Used to frustrate me. Steve McMahon, he was a baller, man. He was hard and all. He was hard. Remember that? 89? Come on. 2 minutes. Come on. 1 minute. 1 minute. He's going. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. They think it's all over. It is now. Mickey Thomas. Oh, man, you'll never have another moment like that. You might have against Palace next week. Your manager expected 3 FA Cups at least in the cup finals, and I expected at least 1 league title in 3 years. Especially people, we say they have the world's best squad. 100% Suge. Couldn't put it better myself. We should have won something last year. Let's be honest. We should have won something last year. 100%. Evening Binks, only seen Sean Longstaff. Great shot the other night. Went in, Spurs would be bottling relegation now. Oh, mate. What did I say about Leeds? John Fashanu, good player. JCGB, yes, you were unlucky. Spurs just had 10 minutes on them. Do you know what, right? Big effort by Leeds this season. I knew Leeds wouldn't go down. And the football they've played is brilliant. That football they've played is literally been, honestly, it's been so attacking. I've enjoyed watching Leeds play football. Was you just looking at your reflection in the window, DJ? I'm always looking at my reflection, man. I do like a window and a mirror. He was underrated, John Fashanu. I think so. The young ones, Robbie Earl. I don't know much about English accents. Only one I can tell is a Scouser accent. Yeah, that's very prominent, Suge, the old Scouser accent. Newcastle accent sounds like wows. Hey, man. When you hear him in the pub, hey, man. Love the Geordie accent. Like the Geordies, though. That's one good thing about this country, and it is all the different accents. The Birmingham accents, the Brummie accent. I love it. I'm one for accents. I do like them. Conor Gallagher, not for me. Nah, not for me. Not for me. You know, this chat is crazy when there's no energy for Arteta now. Exactly. There's no energy. I know, honestly. I'm pretty much done with him. Win the title, F off. That's my motto. Yeah, you're going to be here next season. Am I excited about next season? No. I think we're going to struggle next season. And if we don't get rid of the deadwood next season, I think we're going to really struggle. There's 7 players need to leave this football club. 7 players. Yeah. And I know it hurts. Can't get attached to players. You need to move them on. Cindy Crawford or Pamela Anderson or Rob Wood? Tough question. Tough one. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Cindy Crawford, I do like Cindy Crawford. Yeah. Let's all go to Cindy Crawford. Why not? Peter Simpson, another double legend, RIP. Yeah, it's sad, man. Sad. All these players now are getting on, aren't they? I saw Pat Jennings in the stadium the other day at Tottenham. Did you see it? Like the old cameras was on Super Pat Jennings. He's arts with Spurs, isn't it, really? I know he was an Arsenal absolute legend in goal, Pat. Big Pat, loved Pat Jennings, one of my top goalkeepers. Some of the saves he pulled off was immense. Yeah. But deep down, his heart is with Spurs, isn't it? His heart's with Spurs. And I think he'd admit that, to be honest with you. Not we're going to hold that against him. We can't hold that against Big Pat, but I think his heart is with Spurs deep down. 1981 Spurs beat City. It was a replay. There's been some great games around, people. Big up the Lux. Gavin as well. Big up to you, my friend, as always. Been with me a long time. Thank you very much indeed. Vincent Petroni, as always. Paul Nash. I had a great big poster of Cindy Crawford back in the 90s. There you go. Do you know what, right? I'm going to be real with you here. I never had posters on my wall. I wasn't one for posters. I didn't have posters on my wall. What I had one Christmas when I was a kid, I had the clock. You know the clock end. You know the clock at Arsenal. I had one of them at the accessory shops bought for me for Christmas. One of the clocks, and it was on my bedroom wall, right opposite my bed on the wall. So every time I stared at it, it was like looking at the clock end. The only trouble is when it ticked of a night, it used to keep me awake. So I used to climb up and take the battery out every night and then put it back in the morning. But, yeah. Snatch. Rob Future, you absolute legend, my friend. Big up to Rob Future, my friend. Snatch, that was it. What a film. They're the Dags. Did he say Dags? No, dogs. Oh, yeah. Did you understand it? No. What's in your car? Seats and a steering wheel. What do you think's in my car? Great lines, honestly. Absolutely brilliant. Lock, stock, though. What a film that is. Clockwork Orange. Kubrick, was it? The director, the writer, Kubrick. Clockwork Orange. Weird film, but very good. The reason Diego Maradona will always remain the greatest player ever, the tackles he rode and the pitches he had to play on. I agree with you, Paul Nash. I agree with you. If I was to pick 3 of my all-time top players, Maradona would be in that 3. Without a doubt. Maradona was just brilliant. His balance, he had everything about him. Dexter Fletcher, that was him. Dexter Fletcher. Hotel Babylon, and he also wrote, I'm sure he wrote Rocket Man, Elton John. I'm pretty sure it was. DJB, how good was the keeper, Neville Southall? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. One of the best goalkeepers in football, Neville Southall. Big Nev was a brilliant goalkeeper. Some of the saves he made. Again, very, very underrated in European football. Played for Everton, never got the recognition he deserved, but what a goalkeeper. I would have had Gary Neville. I would have had Big Nev at Arsenal at a drop of a hat. 100%. 100%. Monkey Magic. That was a weird thing, wasn't it? That used to be on a Friday. Monkey. Wasn't it? See, I remember it all. How sad am I? Jeez, man. Lothar Matthäus, brilliant player. Absolutely brilliant. One of the most underrated shows was Whose Line Was It Anyway? Yeah. How clever was that? They was given a script and they had to act it, and it was all ad lib, it was all off the cuff. They just walked in the front of the stage and they had to, it was brilliant. Don't know if you've ever seen it, mate. Hilarious. One of the few things the Americans done right for British TV. YT Connor, I agree. It was so clever. I have seen it. Used to watch it all the time. Very, very good. Very good. How good was Noel Quinn? He was all right, Big Noel. Big Noel was all right. I didn't rate him at Arsenal, to be honest with you. He used to frustrate me. He was tall, he was lanky, he was awkward. And I think we played a lot of long balls up to him. And 9 times out of 10, it done a job. But no, Big Noel weren't for me, to be honest. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, Bayern Munich, and into what a player. Now you're talking, I mean, when you're going into Rummenigge's leagues, you're like, then you're talking big players. Up the Celts. Oh, man. Karl played in 74, 78, 82, 86 World Cups for Germany. And in 76, 1980 Euros. Yeah, he was a brilliant player, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Household name. Everyone knew Rummenigge. They were some World Cups, weren't they? Look at them World Cups there, look. Wow. I loved that 82 World Cup. That brilliant. Loved it. Paul Nash, yeah, I remember the press gang. Vincenzo's in. Paul Nash. Okay, I think I know, though. I haven't seen EastEnders in decades. No, I ain't seen it. I don't watch anything like that, you know, EastEnders. I've never been one for soaps. Talk about soaps. That was an American that come over from America, wasn't it? Used to be on late on a Friday night, and it was called Soap. Soap. We are Soap. Who remembers that? It was late Friday night, and it was called Soap. Some American comedy thing. You ever heard a manager talking about the opposite manager said we're the best team? Then he says, I didn't say that. Or our manager going, I've got CEOs of the biggest companies calling me mutant manager. Exactly, Lux. Exactly. He's annoying. I can't watch him in press conferences. In fact, I don't watch him in press conferences. I read them, but I don't watch them. Let's have a little look at the City game tonight. Let's see how they blitzed their way through Crystal Palace. Made light work of it. Here we go. 72% possession, 28 for Crystal Palace, 15 shots, 6 for Palace, 39 touches in the opposition box, 9 touches for Palace. If we don't beat Palace last game of the season, there is something seriously wrong. Palace have got their minds elsewhere. Yeah. I mean, Man City's done a job in them. The only nasty thing about it is that they've scored 3 goals. Made the substitutions, brought on John Stones, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Ryan Cherky came on for Mamouche. Player ratings. Look, Foden, 8-9. He had a brilliant game tonight, Phil Foden. Savino, 8.2. Looked lively as well. Crystal Palace, I mean, yeah, less said the better, I think. You know, although they did have Mateta up front, I'll give them that. So, Yeah, light work. Manchester City scoring 3 goals, man. That's painful. That is painful. And their lineup was, look at the lineup, rested players. Arteta wouldn't do that. Arteta wouldn't do that. He wouldn't have risked that tonight. He hasn't trusted his squad enough. I don't know what I don't know what Norgard is doing there this season. I haven't got a clue why we bought him. Really don't know what he's doing there. To be honest with you, I haven't got a clue. Not a clue. I was confused. I was scratching my head when we bought him, like I was Nonny Madueke. Yeah, Lee Carsley was a good player. That is absolutely scandalous by Arsenal not to play their staff to go to Champions League, and the prices are completely out of control. It's flat out agreed by corporate businesses, not surprised. Clement, 100%, 100%, 100%. Can't believe they're not playing their staff to go to the match. Ridiculous. Paul Nash, never heard of her, but no surprises. I lived many years abroad, so never heard of some of the people. DJB, you setting standards. Sinbad would have struggled against. Vincenzo, oh yes. And we got, did someone order an Arsenal women's fan? Yeah. Got to have Arsenal women's in. Please like the stream if you haven't already. Really helps DJB. Come on, and please, we are nearly free. Free. Yeah? Come on. Make sure that you sub to the channel. I've accidentally hid someone's current comment by accident. If it comes up and it's you, I apologise, people. I don't block anyone unless they're being really abusive and nasty to people in the chat. I've accidentally hid your comment, so I'm really sorry. I quickly saw it and then I accidentally hid it. So can you please put it back in the chat if that was you? I do apologise. Guys, we're on the road to 3K. Come on, make sure you're subbing to the channel, people. It done half help. Hi, DJB. I'm a Hammer supporter, but really enjoy sitting in the shadows and watching your streams. I love your honesty. James Lamprou, thank you very much. I was on with E20 Zone the other day. I done my first live with E20 Zone the other day before the match. We had a really good conversation. We was really bouncing off of one another. What I'll say to that, James, and the chat knows it, I'm just a football fan. I'm a football fan, Arsenal supporter. That's the best way I can describe myself. Yeah. I've always got respect for other fans, no matter who they are. Yeah, I've got friendly banter. There's clubs I dislike and there's clubs I like. There's clubs that I always like to beat. And there's clubs that I've sort of, I want to beat every club. But if a club beats me or beats Arsenal, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not too upset. But yeah. I respect every single fan. It's hard work being a football fan. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's costly. Takes up a lot of time. Relationships, other halves get peed off when you're a football fan. And they do, let's be honest. If you've got like a partner that's not interested in football, they get fed up with it. Oh, are you watching football again? Oh, I don't suppose we can go out to you're watching. Oh, I'm going on my own then. I've had it all. And it's hard work. So I respect all the fans. And I'm unbiased. I'm not biased. Please like the stream. Come on. Do you know Bob Mills and remember in bed? No, I don't remember it, Wesley Mank. I've got to be honest with you. I don't remember that. 60 likes, bosh. That's not bad. We've had average on 50-odd people in the building. So if we can get that up even further, I know. You know Duncan Edwards. Got to say, DJB, I think the Bournemouth and Leeds have played some of the best football this year in the Prem. Joseph Connor, when we're going to do, also coming up on the Arsenal huddle, I've spoke to Dan Potts, and Dan Potts is up for it. Me, Kenny Ken, and Dan Potts, because we go to the Emirates and we meet up pretty much every game. We're going to do an end of season review just an end of season chat. Some of our memorable moments, some of our moments we want to forget, some of our best goals, the players that have impressed us this season, teams that have impressed us this season, what we've seen at the Emirates and that. So we're going to do like an end of season get together. And Dan Potts, big up to Dan. He's agreed to come on and do it with us. So that'd be good. That'd be good. Big up, Suge. Thank you again, brother, as always. Absolute legend. DJB, you're like this if you know cricket. I spent ages in the Emirates lounge and flight from New York to Dubai next to Chris Gow talking life and cricket. My God, Suge, the one and only Chris Gow. You spent all that time. Wow. Wow. What a man. What a man. What a cricket player. Yeah. Do you know what? Cricket season starting, man. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I do go and watch Essex. I do go and watch Essex play cricket at Chelmsford. The T20 Blast, I'll be watching a few games. I do like my cricket. I really do like my cricket, 100%. Big up, Suge, to you. That is amazing, man. Wow, wow, wow. I bet you had so much to say. I bet you was going backwards and forwards, remembering all the old bowlers and, oh, man. I remember they rolled out the red carpet in Paris Champions League final. King Liberties in a country famous for peasants' revolution. Laugh out loud, not. Duncan Edwards died in 1958 aircraft tragedy. I know, awful. Still today, it's one of the biggest disasters in football. That team. A lot of them players that died in that Munich air crash. Then they were absolute ballers. If they hadn't have died, God bless them, they would have gone on to dominate English football. They would have surpassed the Liverpool teams, the Shankleys and all of that. They would have absolutely dominated English football for years. They had some brilliant, brilliant players that lost their lives on that. Really good players. I remember my uncle seeing them once at Highbury, and he said he's never seen anything like it. And it was kind of, the only way I can probably describe it is probably like how the Invincibles were at their pomp, you know. So Wesley Menk, yeah, big up. We'll never forget that. We'll never forget that. Awful. One thing that football is, no matter how much you're kind of toing and froing, when it comes to disasters in football, like the Hillsborough, Bradford Fire, all of them, all fans unite. And yeah, it does kind of put perspectives on. It is a big community, the football fan community, really, no matter where you're from. And disasters like that brings everyone together. Like Diego Jota, I mean, God bless him. Liverpool never really got over it. I still think that had a big, big effect on those players this season. You know, I was actually at the women's tonight after the game. The shop was getting ready for the new shirt to come out tomorrow. Honestly, got not a clear look. Wow. This is what I mean. We're a money-making machine, my friend. We're a money-making machine. And whether we win trophies or not, that's what it's all about with these owners. And that's what we are all about. We've earned millions. Absolute millions. Scumbag to his injuries post-crash. Yeah. Succumbing to his injuries post-crash. Yeah, I know. Honestly, it was tragic. I mean, what do you do? I mean, they're on a flight, bad weather, and it's just like, oh, man. Can't imagine it. Can't imagine it. I bet a lot more content than last summer with the World Cup, etc. DJB. Going to try, yeah. Going to try, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I started my channel, when was it? I think it was round about now, wasn't it? End of May, June. I was a lot going on other people's channel, but it was like, shall I get a channel? Shall I start a channel? And I was sort of like, I'm in an R-ing. So last summer, I didn't really do a lot through the summer because my channel was kind of new. Yeah, but this summer, you're going to do a few things. Definitely. Retro's definitely coming back in the summer. World Cup's in the summer. We're going to do an end of season roundup in the summer. Overrated and underrated. Going to do a few members streams as well. And then we'll keep an eye on the transfers, who's out, who's in. Any news that comes up, we'll have a little go. 100%. 100%. I told Shane the other day, but when he shows the Arsenal dating show on his stream and comments on it, reminds me of Bob Mills in bed with Medina. Arsenal dating show, man. Oh, my days, eh? Can you believe it? DJB question. Please, would you use Josh Nichols at right back for Burnley and Crystal Palace so we can save Mosquera for PSG? Do you know what, right? I think my show tomorrow with Kenny Ken, where I'm going to bring up discussing, do we rest players for these next two games? I know what Kenny's going to say. No, get the job done, blah, 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 pay your full team, blah, blah, blah. But we see it with Man City tonight. We see a manager trusting his squad, resting key players because he's got the FA Cup the weekend, knowing that Palace at home, the squad he picked was good enough. Now, I'm wondering, if we was to play Norgard against Burnley, do you know what I mean? And perhaps a Josh Nichols, would it weaken our team that much against Burnley? It's interesting. It's interesting. Do you know Ray Edwards? No, don't think so. Do you know Curtly Ambrose? Yeah, no, Curtly Ambrose. Remember the Scousers called Man United FC Munich Sing Munich 58? Then the first game at Anfield after the Hillsborough Chelsea United sang, "Where's your famous music song?" Thus was the end of the heinous chants. Robbie, it's bad. I don't like it when fans sing about disasters of any nature to get a dig at the opposition. I think it's a low blow. I think it's cowardly. I think it's cheap. And I think it's senseless. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. There's many songs you can sing. You don't have to. I get all the other songs and everything. You know, Champions of Europe, you never sing that, all that malarkey. But when you're ripping into one another about disasters in football like the Hillsborough and the Munich, it don't wash with me. I think they're as bad as one another. And if you get caught, you should be banned from football. When you said, imagine Millwall goes up and West Ham goes down, what happens if West Ham goes down? And wow, well, it's going to be a humdinger in the Championship, isn't it, my friend? If West Ham get relegated, they're playing Millwall home and away next season. It's lockdown, people. It's lockdown in the East End of London. That's all I'm saying. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. Panic on the dance floor. Panic in the disco. Whatever you want to call it. It is going to be madness. Pro Mice Gaming. No bother, mate. Better late than never. Better late than never, Prome. Always a pleasure whenever you pop in, my friend. Always a pleasure. Whether you're late, whether you're early, whether you're just passing through, doesn't matter. The fact that you've taken time just to come on, my friend, thank you very much indeed. Always appreciate it. Do you know Darren Goff? Yep, Darren Goff, Scottish legend goalkeeper. Yeah. I'm sure he was, wasn't he? Was he a goal? He was a keeper, Goffy, wasn't he? Or am I thinking of the other Goff? Goffy was goalkeeper, I'm sure he was. Burnley, I want Raya, Josh Nichols, Saliba, Gabriel, Incapi, Rice, MLS, Eze, Saka, Victor Gorkarez and Max Dowman. That's not a bad shout, you know. I'd play Max Dowman. I'd play Josh Nichols because we haven't got a right back and we can't risk Mosquera. But I'd start Max Dowman against Burnley. Why not? Why not? He won't know. He won't. He'll go full on. He'll go full on. And probably rightly so, because if we beat Burnley, score 3 or 4 goals, Man City don't get the job done at Bournemouth, we're champions. So, yeah, I can understand it. I can understand it. Do you think Skelly in midfield made a difference, DJB? I was always said Zubimendi Rice. Yeah, 100%, Joseph. 100%. I wanted Skelly in midfield from day one. From day one. After about game 5 and 6, I didn't rate Zubimendi. I thought he'd struggle in the Premier League, and he has done latter part of the season. At first, when teams were getting into their stride and the season only just started, Zubimendi was okay. He had a lot of time on the ball. But once teams got into the groove and the nitty-gritty started from Christmas onwards, Zubimendi was found wanting. He was on the back foot, defensively all over the place, loses his man, heads in the clouds. He don't know whether to stick or twist. When he passes, he's safe. He's too safe. He don't take risks. He's just bang average. He's just bang average. I'm sorry. He's just bang average. So for me, Skelly in midfield, it just opens the game out, allows Gorkarez to do his thing and gets in the areas you want him in. You know, I've always said play an attacking midfield player. That's why I wanted Morgan Rogers. That's why I want Morgan Gibbs-White. I'd take Gibbs-White at a drop of a hat. I'd loan out Noni Madueke and go and buy Bowen from West Ham if they get relegated. I'm playing Bowen all day long instead of Noni Madueke. All day long. 100%. Awful player. Absolute one of the worst players I've seen at Arsenal, Noni Madueke. He's Shamak settings and all of that. You know, he's in that category for me. Awful. Franny Jeffers and all that. Yeah. We can't rest players because the manager ain't rotated the squad enough in the season. These fringe players are not match sharp or aware. Yeah, facts, Paul Nash. Great comment, my friend. Yeah. Big up the DJB. Big up to you, Prome, as always. Absolute legend. Cricket player. Who was Darren Goff? Darren Goff, right? He was a brilliant batsman, right? He was underrated as a batsman. Goffey was brilliant. He could mix it up. Yorkshireman, wasn't he? From York, proper Yorkshireman, right? He could mix it up all day long, Goffey. He could play long, he could block, he could play short. He was brilliant. Darren Goff was brilliant. Who was the goalkeeper, Goffey, that I'm thinking about? It's been a long day, people. I'm sorry. I'm sure he was the Scottish goal. Anyone in the chat? Who was the Scottish goal? I'm sure it was Goff. DJB, crazy to think Leicester City have gone down to League One. That is sad, man. Sad, right? Sad. Yeah, man. Darren, honestly, Goffey, really good player. Really good player. He was the nearest to Ian Botham for me. Botham was just unreal. Botham was just unreal. Beefy was just incredible. Alan Ruff. That was it. Alan Ruff. Richard Goff played for Tottenham and Rangers. Now we're talking. Now my head's dismantled. There we go. Richard Goff, Alan Ruff. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Big up the chat. See, I'm not all perfect, people. I'll hold my hands up and admit it. I do get things wrong sometimes. Yeah, that was it. I knew what I was thinking about. What was that? The old Morecambe and Wise thing, isn't it? I was playing all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order. So I knew what I was thinking about, but not in the right order. But Darren Goff, man, how could I get him? He was one of my idols, Darren Goff. Oh man, Goffy was just, yeah. Wow. Viv Richards, man, what a cricketer! The Vivian Richards. Wow, wow. That cricket back in the 80s was just immense, wasn't it? It was just brilliant to watch cricket in the 80s. The test matches, by batsmen coming out, no helmets on, no nothing. Yeah, out they come, just their pads, gloves, done. Yeah, balls were flying down. The legendary DJB. I'm just frustrated it's taken this long to sort out the lineup. He must have listened to someone he trusts. Yeah. Facts. Alan Rough played for Scotland in 78 and 82 World Cups. That's right, Vicenza. He did indeed. He did indeed. He had that massive hair, didn't he? That big curly blonde. I'll never forget him. Never forget. He would have been. There was a big thing at the time, wasn't there, about Scottish goalkeepers, wasn't there? How bad they were. He was probably about the best of the bunch, Alan Rough. He weren't a bad goalkeeper. Yeah. Logic FC, I'm all good, thank you. Yourself. Alan Rough was more of a dog in goal than a cat. World Cup 78, proper rough. They weren't blessed with quality goalkeepers around about that time. I've got to be honest. It was something they weren't blessed with. I've got to be honest. You know. Andy Gorham, yeah, remember him. Yeah, Andy Gorham. Poor DJB, man. Honestly, I've had one of them weeks, people. Honestly, it's been murder. It's so busy. Not had much sleep. Got foxes outside. I got foxes. I think they got cubs. Honestly, foxes of the night when they're crying or when they're whining or when they're calling their partner. Oh my word! It sounds like a group of babies crying. I thought there was babies dumped outside my place. You know. 3 o'clock in the morning? Ridiculous noise. Ridiculous. DJB, go sleep, man. I'm all right. I'm all right, Logic. I'm all right for now. I've had a coffee and I'm buzzing. I love this, man. Stephen Fleming, great batsman for New Zealand. Yeah. New Zealand had some brilliant players, didn't they? You know. Listen, one of my, you know, in sport, you've always got that one person, that them idols, isn't you? I mean, I had Steve Davis in snooker, Muhammad Ali in boxing, Marvin Hagler as well. I love Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Sugar Ray Leonard as well in boxing. Your footballers, your Maradonas, your Cruyffs, Georgie Bests, yeah, Ronaldinho's, R9s, Brazilian R9s and all of that. We got them all. Shane Warne, honestly. Oh, Warno. Shane Warne in cricket, man. That guy. Incredible. Love Shane Warne. Brilliant. He was one of my idols as well, Shane Warne, definitely. Scotland would have done better with that. Nashi, I ain't going to live it down, am I? I ain't going to live it down. I've got it all muddled up, yeah? Goff, Rough, Goff. Goff, Rough, Goff. Goff. Darren Goff, man. I mean, like, honestly, one of my cricket idols, Yorkshire man. He could block, he could bat, he could drive. He had it all. As I said, watching Ian Botham was one of my idols as well. Loved Ian Botham. Everything about Ian Botham, his bravery. You know, he'd take it on. He'd if it was on, if it was short, he'd smash it for a 6. You know, again, could mix it up with the bat. He was a fair bowler as well, medium pace bowler as well. And then when he retired and all that, I thought, oh, I ain't going to be another Botham. And then Darren Gough came along, and I thought, this guy's not going to. He's not Ian Botham, but he's close to Ian Botham. You know. But yeah, he probably would have done better in goal. Jim Leighton, he was awful. Brian, he was awful, man. He was bad. He was bad. Better with Cindy Crawford in goal. I'll tell you, better to look at. I don't know how they'd do, but he was better to look at. Chat, please keep it respectful with they're all having banter, man. It's fine, AJ. We're having a laugh. We're having a laugh, people. It's all a laugh. That's what the mingle all is. DJ B needs help on his YouTube. I'm all right, brother. You listen, we're all human. We're only human. Of man and blood in the human league. Big up, Suge. DJ B in the summer break. If you wanted to do a classic cricket show, I'll jump on the panel and talk about the things. Suge, I'll tell you what, I might stick you to that. I might do a bit of cricket stuff in the summer. I probably won't get many people come in, which is fine. You know, if there's 10 cricket lovers in there, I'll do a cricket thing. But Suge, yeah, definitely. 100%. Come on. Who's your idols, Suge? I've told you my idols. Botham, Viv Richards, Shane Warne. Goughy was up there. Not rough. Gough. Yeah. Dennis Lilly as well. He was a player. Yeah. Who are your idols, Suge? Who are the 3 cricketers that you just go, yeah, they do it for me. Scotland's tallest goalies, they were terrible. Sobers, yeah, big up. Jack Callis, yeah, man, wow. Yeah. Jim Leighton was on loan at Arsenal, made his only appearance against Liverpool, and Ray Kennedy's testimonial. Do you know what? Lawrence, that's brilliant, that is, mate. Because I don't remember that. I don't remember Jim Leighton being on loan at Arsenal. Or do I? No. Big shout. Big up to you, Lawrence. Lawrence, my dad loved Bob Wilson. Bob Wilson. Vic, the famous V, wasn't it? The Wilson V. Peter Simpson, Frank McClintock. Dad cried when he sold McClintock. Frank McClintock was brilliant. One of our best captains ever. He was brilliant, Frank McClintock. Didn't leave on too good a grounds, old Frank. It was all a little bit bitter when he left the football club, to be honest. Yeah. Capel Dev growing up, Dennis Lilly. Gavaskar, what a player. I'll tell you what I've been watching, Suge, the cricket version of the one that Gary Neville does. Gary Neville and all of that. The overlap. Yeah. The cricket version of that. That's really interesting. That's really good. Capel Dev was some player, man. Yeah. Dennis Lilly. Yeah, brilliant player. Jim Leighton babysat Fergie's kids until he dropped Darren. Yeah. Yeah, that Fergie in Scotland as that Scotland manager of that Aberdeen team, wasn't it? you know. And then when he came to Man United, everyone was like, there was question marks. It took him a while to hit the ground running. Who'd have thought, eh? Who'd have thought Alex Ferguson, what he done? Still probably the greatest manager in British football, I would say. Better than Pep, 100%. 100%. Absolute. If I was to pick a manager, it's got to be Ferguson, isn't it? It's got to be Alex Ferguson for me. Brian Clough comes close, though, for what he done at Nottingham Forest. No one's ever going to do whatever. No manager will ever do to a team what Clough done for Forest. The only one that came close was the Leicester winning that Premier League. That's about the closest that I've seen come to kind of Nottingham Forest of what Brian Clough done. You know what I mean? Champions League winners. Europe, you know what I mean? It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So Alex Ferguson, for me, definitely the GOAT. That 1971 double winning team never got the credit it deserves. And it still don't now. It still don't now. It was a brilliant achievement back in the day. Absolutely brilliant achievement. It don't get the credit even today. Doesn't get the credit even today. How good was Somerset team in the 80s? They were like the cricket Galacticos. That Somerset team back in the 80s, they were like smashing everyone. They was absolutely smashing everyone. York was a good cricket team as well, but but incredible. Sean Pollock, great bowler. White lipstick, yeah, all that stuff they'd put on their lips, some sunburn. Yeah, crazy. Hughesy, what an animal he was, wasn't he? Mel Hughes, bowler, crazy man. Ray's testimony was a great day. Both sets of fans were the best. I wasn't there for that. In fact, I didn't go to many testimonials. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to play a few rounds of CS till I'll be listening in. No problem, my friend. Big up to you, Prome. You're an absolute legend. Yeah, Lawrence, great fact, spot on. Then obviously the Lara's Tenduka debate. Oh, Lara. Do you remember when he burst on the scene, Lara? And he was getting him sort of hundreds and all of that. It was crazy. Crazy. They was going, who's this guy? He was brilliant. Tendulkar, man. What's a player? I was more into tennis. Binks, I like a bit of tennis. I do like my tennis. I've got to be honest. Bjorn Borg was another idol of mine, another sporting icon of mine. Bjorn Borg. Just used to love watching Borg back in the day in the late 70s, 80s. Just everything about him. The feeler gear he wore, the Diodora trainers, his hair, the way his backhand, he used to have the smoothest backhand. He just graced the court. It was like do you know what I mean? Again, the closest player to Borg was Federer. You know, once Borg retired and finished his tennis, I'm thinking I'm never going to see another player like Borg ever. And then Federer came along, and you're thinking, okay, he used to move like, I like people when they do their sport that make it look easy. There's something about any sportsman and woman that makes their sport look easy. That's why I used to like, I know Pirlo's not up there. Pirlo's up there with world-class players. But when I used to watch Andre Pirlo back in the day, Italian football, I was like, wow, is football this easy? Is it that simple? Because I used to watch Pirlo and the way he used to just move and caress the ball, pass it, shoot. He just made it look easy. It was like he was playing on his own and there was no one around him. He was just kicking the ball around. on his own over the park. No mates. That was Pirlo for me. He was just absolutely brilliant. Wonderful player. And I just love, I've just got this thing where sportsmen make their craft look, and they, like women as well, that just make their craft look easy. Federer just used to play tennis and make it look easy. Borg was the same. Yeah. You know, the great cricket, Shane Warne, the way he used to the spin bowling, he just used to make it look easy, just like effortless, just like bosh. You know, it's something about Michael Jordan. I mean, the basketball player, one of the best Netflix thing I've ever seen in my life was the Michael Jordan story, going back how he started, and that is brilliant. I forget the title of it now, but you'll know what I mean, people. If you've seen it on Netflix about Michael Jordan, it's brilliant. Again, he used to make basketball look effortlessly easy, didn't he? Yeah. Big up everyone that's locked in. Binksy, I like beach volleyball. I like beach volleyball. I love watching it in the Olympics. Talking of Baywatch, beach volleyball. Oi, don't start, people. Come on. You'll get Shane excited. Big up, Lawrence. DJB, RAP. Yeah, we said that earlier, man. Can't believe it. The news broke to me. Someone in the chat put it in there. Absolute. Yeah. God bless Peter Simpson, man. This generation of Arsenal fans don't realise that him, McClintock, were the Saliba and Gabriel partnership. Better. You're right. That was solid, wasn't it? Simpson was a solid player, wasn't he? He was an absolutely solid player. Oh, Simo. Yeah, sad. Very sad. But they're all getting on now, aren't they, Lawrence, aren't they? As I said, I looked at Pat Jennings against the Spurs game the other night. They panned him in the sitting there in the stand. And he's looking, I mean, he still looks good. He's still got his head of hair, and he old Pat. But yeah, they're all getting on now, these old players, aren't they? They're all getting on. Such a shame. Legends, absolute legends. Big up to everyone locked in. Please make sure you smash a like. And if you ain't subbed, guys, we are, I'm telling you now, we are, blessed people, nearly at 3K. Nearly at 3K. So if you haven't subbed, make sure you sub. All right? That's an order. Sue just told you as well. Yeah. I tailored my fielding on Jonty Rhodes. Really? Oh, Jonty Rhodes. So, you're a bit of a cricketer, aren't you? Joel Garner, big tall man. Big tall man. He was about 6-7 foot tall, and he was massive. Paul Nash, fair initially. I was always a Becker fan, but then Roger Federer. You've got to admire Boris Becker. Look, forget all about his shenanigans and all of that. When Boom Boom Becker came onto the scene at Wimbledon as a young player, he changed the ethos of tennis. He had a serve on him that I thought, wow. Yeah. What he done, old Becker, was just incredible. Boris Becker, yeah. Stefan Edberg, serve volleyer, great player. John McEnroe, what can you say? Take away his shenanigans, take away his arguing with the referees, who, by the way, now they've got the old line alarm goes off, whether the ball's on. Most of these arguments now, in hindsight, when you look back at what John McEnroe used to argue with a judge about, you'd probably give half of them in now, wouldn't you? With the technology that's in tennis now, he probably wins most of his arguments. I like John McEnroe anyway. He's just a normal human being for me. John McEnroe's the sort of guy you could meet in the street and just go for a drink with or a coffee and go, all right, John, how you doing? Yeah, fine. Do you want a coffee? Yeah, come on in, let's go. Loves his music, old Johnny Mac. Likes his music. Yeah, great players. Somerset had Viv Richards, Joel Garner, both of them. Mate. Paul Nashi. It was unreal. Unreal. Do you know what I mean? They was like the Brazilian. They was like the Brazil of the cricket era. I love Steffi Graf. Yeah, hated Agassi from Marina Such, then Martina Hingis. You had a bit of a crush on Steffi Graf, Such. No, I don't know about old Grafy. There was better ones than them around. Yeah. Who was the American? Who was the what was her name that everyone had a crush on? The American tennis player that married the English player, that married the English tennis player. What was her name? You weren't Tracy Austin. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of her name. Oh, weren't. No, it weren't Goff and Ruff. What was her name? Everyone had a crush on her. Oh, come on, man. Roger Federer is my favourite of all time. Yeah. Do you know what, right? He's up there. He's up there. But I think Borg had the most influence on me growing up watching tennis. Bjorn Borg. I tried to play like Bjorn Borg. I didn't like Jimmy Connors. I admired Jimmy Connors, but I didn't like him. I didn't like him. Yeah, Ibra at Inter Milan, Laurent Blanc. Ibra was incredible. I don't do trials. We'd have signed him. If Arsene Wenger had given him a contract and not offered him a trial, we'd have had him at Arsenal. Binks Pat Cash is how I know you're a real one. Such an icon. Pat Cash, when he won Wimbledon that year, that was one of the biggest shocks at Wimbledon, wasn't it? This guy rocked up and won Wimbledon. He came from nowhere. Sammy Nelson, Celtic testimonial, Pat Rice versus Spurs. Yeah. Sammy Nelson, I loved Sammy Nelson, man. I liked everything about Sammy Nelson. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. GJB, do you think Arteta can learn from this season? I think he's set in his ways, Prone. I thought he'd learned from last season, but he's made the same mistakes. And then when he put Declan Rice at right back, it tells you everything you need to know. He will do it his way or the highway. And that is it. And that's how he gets through games. It's my way or the highway, and that's it. Not going to listen to you. Not going to listen to you. This is what I want. This is how I do it. He'll fall on his sword eventually. I said it. I'll keep saying it. Enjoy this season. Suck it all in. Enjoy it. If we win it, enjoy it. Because it ain't happening again under this manager. I'm telling you that now. And I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up. I'll come on here. I'll admit it that I'm wrong. Way off the mark. But, you know, I just think that this year will be his year. Next year we'll struggle, and the year after it will all go downhill as well. So that's just my opinion. That's why I want a fresh manager. That's why I want a new face, new tactics, new ideas, new thinking, freshen it all up. That's what I believe. The Last Dance. That was it, Suge. One of the best things I've ever seen on Netflix. It was one of... Someone told me about it, right? They said, you've got to watch The Last Dance. Yeah, okay, I'll watch it. Not a massive basketball fan. I wouldn't say I'm a massive basketball fan, but I know the main people, you know, the Jordans and all that. Watched it. And I remember sitting on my sofa and I turned it on. I watched one episode at 10:30 at night. And then I had to watch the next one. Then I had to watch the next one. Then I couldn't turn it off. 4 o'clock in the morning, I think I rolled into bed. I was up at 7. It's crazy. One of the best things I've ever seen. Sammy Nelson mooning at Coventry. I remember that. I was there. I remember it so well when he done the Mooney. God, it seems... Do you know what? That only seems like yesterday. Yeah, remember it. He was a character, old Sammy, wasn't he? Used to come up to the crowd, didn't he? And do you know what I mean? Yeah, pull faces. I remember like when I was when I was a young kid and used to sit at the front, used to get down the front of the North Bank sometimes. And when he'd get the ball, if he'd go and retrieve the ball. And he used to come up to like the little kids and he used to pull faces and scare them. He was the right character, old Nelson. I'm not too much into cricket fan myself, but I had a thing about John Lever and looked more like a pop star than a bowler with his hair. Yeah, exactly. He did. He did. Yeah. Kenny Ken likes his cricket as well. Was it Simpson who ran a boozer down the Cali? He did have a pub, didn't he? Was that Simpson that had the pub? Weren't Eddie Kelly, was it? I think it was, you know. Lawrence might know. I think it was Simpson that had the pub down the Cali. I'm pretty sure of it. Or was it Kelly or weren't Armstrong, was it? You cannot be serious. Ah, oh, Johnny Mack, man. God. He was a player though, wasn't he? He was a brilliant player. Chris Evert. Hubba Bubba. Vincenzo Petroni. Now we're talking, aren't we? Yeah? Chrissy Evert. Everyone. Listen. If you like tennis, you had to fancy Chris Evert. If you was that way inclined, obviously. But you know what I'm saying, people. You had to have a soft spot for Chrissy Evert. And she married John Lloyd because it was Chris Evert Lloyd, wasn't it? That was it. John Lloyd she married. The crap English player. Sampras. Do you know what, right? Ameko, right? Pete Sampras has probably got to go down as one of the best sportsmen that no one talks about. He's got to be one of those sportsmen that crafted his craft brilliantly. I mean, 5 Wimbledon titles, I think he won on the bounce. He was lethal. No one could touch him. They could hardly take the set off of him. He was the perfect grass court player, Pete Sampras, yet no one talks about him. Everyone talks about Borg and McEnroe and Connors, Pat Cash, Agassi, Ivan Lendl, Boris Becker, Federer, Nadal. No one mentions Pete Sampras. He's kind of like a hero that's gone under the radar, isn't it? There's a lot of people in sport that have done absolute great things. They don't really get the recognition, you know? I don't think Ian Botham gets the recognition in cricket. I don't think he actually gets the recognition that he deserves, Ian Botham. You know? In my opinion. Williams and Serena Williams. Yeah, I weren't keen on them as people. I like characters as well in sport. And I like personalities. People that can have a night. Yeah. Brilliant players. Brilliant players. Ghana, Barbados, one of my mates' family. They were all giants. Massive player. Chris Evert. My football crush was Maldini. Oh, man. Binks. My football crush was Maldini, literally because of how brilliant he was. Not because of anything else. What a footballer. In my top 3 of all time best players I've ever seen. Again, defended, made it look easy. Made it look easy. Tackled, fresh as a daisy. Yeah, none of this. Did he get a bit of the ball? Did he play the man first? No. Clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle with a tackle. Absolutely brilliant. Maldini was an absolute baller. Brilliant player. Way up there. Massively up there. Taj Mahal from India. DJB, do you remember Ili Stasi? I do. Very, very well, Stasi. Character. Never really, how can I say Nastasi? Brilliant player, but he was unfortunate that he was in that bracket where there was so many good players. Jimmy Connors was a real wind-up. He'd done it brilliantly, Connors. He'd done it. He was like Marmite, Connors. You either loved him or hate him. You know? Ili Stasi was a character, though. Alex Tudor, another family member, but went England, Lambeth local. His dad was a steward at the Oval. Big up, Robbie, man. Thanks for that. See, you're learning all the time on the mingle. 219 locked in. Guys, if you've just come over, who's raided? Someone's raided. It must have been Dan or someone like that. Whoever's raided and you've just come over, please sub to the channel. I'm only about 15 away. Make sure you smash your like as well. And welcome to absolutely everyone. And big up for the raid as well. Big up to you. We're just in the mingle. We're just talking about cricket. We're talking about tennis. We're having all sorts of talk here. Yeah. One thing we are talking about is light work Man City done of Palace. Drop players. The manager was brave enough. FA Cup coming up. I trust me squad. I trust Savino. I trust Foden. I trust Mamouche. Go and do the job. Would Arteta do that? Champions League coming up. Is he going to trust his squad? No, he ain't trusted his squad all season, really, is he? He's stuck to the same ones there, week in, week out. So I can't see him making any changes the next two games. He's going to stick to what he knows. Right back's a problem. There's no Ben White. There's no Timber. Mosquera's going to have to go in at right back. I don't rate him at right back, Mosquera. I think he's got a good future at centre half. I think he's going to come good, given the game time at centre half. But at right back, I just don't think he's going to, for me, no, we still need a right back. Big up, Suge. Binks, VJ Armitage, yes, was from the state over from me in India. He ended up getting the national award for India. VJ, yeah, Armitage was good player. Good player from India. Excellent. Nelson Moon to the North Bank, not Coventry fans. It was against Coventry, though, wasn't it? He was a character, wasn't he? Sammy Nelson was a character. Beats 90, thank you. The guys have great memories. Andy Murray didn't like his personality, man. Don't like his personality. Djokovic is a great player. Very hard to like. I like Djokovic. I think Djokovic is one of the most brilliant players in tennis. Absolutely fantastic. I think Djokovic is one of them players, right, Binks, that when you do listen to him away from tennis when he's being interviewed, he's just a humble family guy, really. I think it's a bit of a facade what he puts on every now and again, because that's his sort of character. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think he's not a bad guy, to be honest. Brilliant tennis player. Brilliant tennis player. Frank McClintock ran the Saturn's arms down the Cali. Did he really? There's a Sutton Arms where I live, you know. I don't think he'd run that. They all like their drink back in the day. That was the beauty about football back in the day, though, wasn't it? In the 70s, especially the 70s and the 60s, that's what they done. That's what football was all about. They got paid peanuts. They met up. They had a fag before they went out onto the pitch. Then they had a drink after with the lads, bash into a few fans, have a little drink and a laugh with the fans as well. That's what football was about. You was in touch with the players. The players were as in touch with the fans. None of this kissing the badge and running around like some mega star now. They say about the fans, oh, yeah, the fans are important and all that. We're not really. You know, if Saliba gets a better offer next season, he'd be off. If PSG came in and double his wages, he'd be gone. There's no loyalty in football. That's why you can't. That's why you can't be too loyal and too attached to the manager and players of the football club, because they don't give two monkeys about you. If Barcelona knocked on Arteta's door and said, right, what have you got at Arsenal? And he went, well, I got a 3-year deal and £21 million. How about if we give you a 5-year deal and £30 million? Barcelona, he's going. There's no loyalty. He ain't going to turn around and go, well, actually, I do love Arsenal. Yeah. Players get their heads turned. Once the monkeys are off our backs and we've won trophies and everything else, if as soon as it goes off the boil next season, which it will do, as soon as the players are thinking, well, hang on, it ain't quite going the way we want it to go here. We've not signed the players I really thought we was going to sign. We haven't got rid of the players at the club that I thought we was going to get rid of, actually. And there they start turning and looking elsewhere. It's football. There's no loyalty. Big up Footy Bents thing. Big up to you, my friend. I hope you're well, brother. Big up to everyone that's just come over. Big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you smash a like on it. Dan Potts raid, as I thought it was. Big up, Potsy, man. Big up, Potsy. Can't wait to see you again on Monday. We'll be in the Shea Monday before the game. Sampras was the Roger Federer of the generation. Suji was, but he doesn't really get the recognition. People will always talk about Federer. People will always talk about the Beyond Balls, the John McEnroes and all that of the tennis courts, but no one really talks about Pete Sampras. But he done crazy work. DJB, thought you were a Tim Henman fan. Boris Becker was my favourite. Him and Stefan Edberg. I weren't really look, Timmy Henman was Tim Henman done what Tim Henman done, yeah. He epitomised what a tennis player should be. Rich background, you know, went through the ranks, you know, posh kid from down the road. And he done all right, didn't he? He done all right. But again, he was never quite that actual quality that you need. Yeah, big up to everyone that's locked in. West Indies were dominating during Botham's time. That West Indies team during Ian Botham's era, that West Indies team was just absolute mad. Honestly. They've gone off the boil, West Indies. West Indies cricket was just, it was like the Brazil at the time of, it was like the Brazilian version of cricket, wasn't it, at the time? You know? It's gone off now, isn't it? It's like Brazil. What's happened to Brazil? Brazil football. Do you remember the brilliant Brazil teams of years ago? The whole, everyone loved watching Brazil. You'd run home from school, college, or whatever you work, whatever you was doing. Oh, Brazil were playing in the World Cup. Quick, got to get home. Are you coming out tonight? No, I can't come out tonight. Brazil were playing. Well, it ain't England ain't playing. Yeah, but no, Brazil, got to watch. Everyone watched Brazil. Everyone watched it. Now, you got like, who have you got playing for Brazil now? Richarlison, Martinelli. Do you know what I mean? What has happened? It's like, I bet the Brazilian fans can't believe it. They're like, what's gone wrong with football in Brazil? What's gone wrong with these players? Where are they? They had like R9s and Ronaldinhos and Socrates, Zico, Adair. Oh, man. Dunga. All of these players. Now look what they've got. Brazil ain't winning the World Cup. They ain't winning it. Socrates, yeah, Falcao, Zico, yeah. When they're there, chipped Alan Ruff, yeah. And Darren Goff. What's happened to Brazil now? What has happened? I still think Argentina, you know, have got a chance in the World Cup. I do. I generally believe Argentina have got a chance. People are saying France or Spain, but I don't know. I think Argentina might go all the way. It's going to be an interesting World Cup. I can't wait till it starts. I really can't. I want to see the back of this season. I want it gone now. I'm fed up with it now. I'm fed up of watching crap football, to be honest. Arsenal really win the league, brilliant. Over the moon, gassed, brilliant, superb. Have we won it convincingly? No. Have we been exciting to watch? No. Have we been attacking brilliant, scored fantastic goals? No. Yeah, it's just been a hard watch. It's just been job done. As I said, just get the job done. That's all it's been. Got to the Champions League final. Didn't really play anyone. Who did we play of any ilk, really? No one. Atletico Madrid, poor. You know? Bayern Munich, early rounds, poor. They had injuries. You know, done brilliant. Champions League campaign's been brilliant. You know, we've done our job. Unbeaten. Hard to beat. Typical Champions League football. Brilliant. Now go and win it, because you're up against a real proper team in PSG. A real proper team. Go and win it. And win it in style. Don't sit back, bore the pants off of everyone and scam a penalty and everyone thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread. As I said, when people ask me in 5-10 years' time, when people ask me in 10 years' time, that 25-26 season when Arsenal won the league, how did you do it? Goalkeeper, 2 brilliant centre halves and 1 in midfield. What? No strike attack? Like, no, not really. The attack was poor. The football was poor. We was just defensively brilliant. That was it. That's how we won the league. Kevin Peters, Ben Stokes, Andrew Strauss, Stuart Broad, cricket legends. Yeah, do you know what? Ben Stokes, man. Hats off to Ben Stokes. I mean, Stokes is a good player, brilliant player. Joe Wilfred Songa. Yes. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Come on, guys. We're, what, 20 odd away? 20 odd away from 3K, people. Make sure you smash a like as well. It's a good mingle tonight. No Numpski. Bless up Numpski. Make sure you go and sub to Numpski TV. I've missed my right-hand man, my brother Numpski. But the show must go on. The show must go on. Yeah, the show must go on. How can Paolo Maldini be a handsome and that good? I don't know. He had everything, didn't he? He had everything. He had the looks. He had the technique. He was personality was brilliant. He weren't flash. He weren't in your face. Brilliant professional. Honestly, man, you don't get players like Paolo Maldini anymore. Ever. And then you got pundits and people turning up and saying, oh, Gabriel, Saliba, best defenders I've ever seen. And you've seen Paolo Maldini play then. Has anyone... Thierry Henry said that the only player that he was scared of was Maldini. Anyone else he had confidence against. Anyone else he knew he could beat. Any other defender he knew he could get the better of at some point during the game. But Paolo Maldini, that was the one player he couldn't get the better of at any time of the game. What a magnificent player. Go and watch YouTube for Paolo Maldini. I liked Andre Pirlo as well. Andre Pirlo was one of my idols. I could just sit and watch Andre Pirlo play football all day. Just the way he used to get the ball, pass it. Yeah, he weren't like a Brazilian R9. He weren't like a Ronaldinho. He wasn't a Maradona, but just his finesse, just the way he graced the football field and passed the ball and looked after the ball was just brilliant. We robbed McEnroe Ball's headbands in Madame Tussauds one day, bunked in school. Used to sneak in through the tourist shop and sneak backwards through it. great days. Robbie, come on, man. What a story. Brilliant. Things you used to do when you was a kid, though. I used to bunk into the cinema all the time. Used to queue up, pay to go in, and then we used to go in through the fire exit doors around the back of my local cinema. I watched Grease back in the day, John Travolta settings. Watched it about 6 times. Only because, like, the girls used to go in there, and some of the girls from school I used to fancy used to watch it as well. So I used to go in there with me and my mates. Yeah, not because we were great Grease fans, but having said that, when you've watched Grease, John Travolta, back in the day 6 times, you go and buy a black leather bomber jacket down the market. That was me. Straight away. Yeah. Watch Grease on the Friday, Saturday morning. Yeah. That was it. Roman Road, Market, black bomber jacket, off of Mr. Patel's stall. Job done. Job done. I weren't having it. Paolo Maldini is a friend you never let your girlfriend meet. Binks would love to meet Paolo Maldini. Agassi, yeah, he was a player, wasn't he? I'm off to bed, people. Paul Nash, up for work at 4:30 a.m. Loyal to the huddle, my friend. Loyal to the huddle. Paul Nash, you're an absolute legend. Big up to you. Don't dance too much, mate. Have a nice sleep. Stay safe. Yeah. Always, my friend. Big up to you, my friend. Big up the Nashy, man. So is John Terry. What's that? I'm behind on the chat, people. Remember, Borg faced 108 mile an hour serves in Wimbledon final, 139 mile an hour serves 45 years later. Where will them speeds? Crazy. Crazy the force in serving in tennis now. I remember Roscoe Tanner, the American. Someone might remember this. I remember when Roscoe Tanner burst onto the scene at Wimbledon, and they was all advertising that he had 100 mile an hour serve. And I'm going, this guy serves 100 mile an hour. Wow. And like, and I'd think, wow, this guy, Roscoe Tanner, look how quick he serves. Now, 100 mile an hour serves, top women tennis players are serving at that speed. And you think nothing of it. If it ain't like 120, 130 mile an hour, it's slow. Viv Richards, Malcolm Marshall, great cricket legends, man. Unbelievable. Good night, all. Good night, Binks. Hope you're well. Good night. Sweet dreams. Would you take Xhaka back, DJB? No, I'd like to think that we can probably get better than Granit Xhaka, if I'm honest with you. I want an upgrade on Zubamendi next season, to be honest. I want an upgrade in a lot of positions. Said on DG on Deluded's channel, we need 7 out the door. 7 players have got to go. Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard, Norgard, Ben White, Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard. 7 players for me. 7 players. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, yeah, but you can't get rid of Martinelli. You can't get rid of this one. You can't get rid of that one. They're not raising the standards. They're not taking you to the next level. When you rock up in the Premiership next season and you've got a potential Premiership title under your belt and you're champions of Europe, you need to raise the level. You need to up the ante. You need to sign players that are absolute quality. Not players that do a job and squad players. Players that are going to come in and go bang. Yeah, really rock and roll in that Arsenal team. Because I'm telling you now, as I said earlier on, when Declan Rice moved to right back against West Ham, we had no midfield. I know Skelly was in there. We had no midfield. That's worrying. That is worrying for any football team. You take one player out. You imagine if Gabriel got injured long periods of time this season. You imagine if you had Gabriel and Rice missing for 10, 12 games. And on top of that, Saliba. You imagine them 3 players not being in this team for 12 games, 10 games. We ain't winning the league. We ain't getting to a Champions League final. Just those 3 players. That is what's won us the league. You can gloss it. You can go round in circles. You can say this. You can say Saka. You can say Gyökeres. You can say this. Blah, blah, blah. The bottom line, the players that have won us the league this season, if we win it, is Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice. 4 players. That's it. Without those 4 players, we ain't winning the league. Simple as that. We've been without Timber. We're still 2 points clear top of the league. Timber's been brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. You can cope without Timber. You can cope without Saka. You can get by without Eze. You can get by without Martinelli or Trossard in the team. You can get by. You can cope. Calafiori, cope. Zubimendi, cope. Gyökeres, cope. You ain't coping without Saliba, Gabriel and Rice and Raya. Long term. 1 or 2 games? Maybe. Possibly. Depending on the fixtures. But long term, those 4 players, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. And that is worrying. That is why I want 7 players out the door. I want quality in so that when those players are missing, you ain't losing too much sleep over it. That's why. And they've been here and they haven't done it. Martinelli has not done it for, 2-3 years now? Trossard's hit and miss. He's come good last couple of games of the season. Other than that, he hasn't really done it. Saka needs to improve, or we'll be having the same conversation come next January. Havertz, not good enough. Jesus, not good enough. Norgard, don't trust him, got to go. Zubimendi, bench player. That's it, squad player at best. Zubimendi has not been an upgrade on Thomas Partey. I don't care what anyone says. How good was Peter Schmeichel for Man United? Great player, crap pundit. Yeah. Great player, crap pundit. That's all I'm saying. Big up, Benso. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I know it's harsh. And what gets me as well is that you're gonna have fans turn around and go, well, how can you say that if they've just won us the league? Well, look at the Man United teams. Look at the players they got rid of when they won the league. Look at the team Alex Ferguson had to break up. Beckhams and all of that, Scholeses and yeah. You know, this is what I'm saying. You got to speculate to accumulate to speculate. You know what I mean? You can't just live in the past. You can't just fall in love with players just because the players have won you the league. If there's better out there, you got to do better. Peter Schmeichel, Denmark's best ever player, I'd say so. Or I don't know. Laudrup was up there though, wasn't he? He was some player for Denmark. The Laudrup twins. Lee Sharp, good player. Brian McClare. Yeah, McClare was a baller. MSN broke up too. Big up to everyone that's locked in, people. Make sure that you sub and smash a like. We're going to draw it to a close, people. That's the mingle. I had to do it all on my own tonight. No Normski, no nothing, but it's been an absolute brilliant mingle. We've spoke cricket. I got my names muddled up. I had an Arteta moment where I was doing all sorts of madness in defence. Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. Joseph Connor Golden, Havertz, Odegaard won't go, DJB. Like Shane said earlier, some players who are injury prone, difficult to sell, plus Ethan is easy to sell, pure profit. This is the problem we're going to be in. This is why I said, don't be surprised if Skelly's not sold to Manchester United. Because we might have to do what Juventus done, where they had to sell young players to make a profit. If Skelly sells for 50 million, that's a huge profit. And this is what we might be looking at. We might not be able to get rid of players that I mentioned because of injuries, because of high wages. So we might just have to suffer having them in the squad, and we might have to turn around and say, right, Skelly, you're going to have to go. Because let's be honest, he hasn't trusted Skelly all season. He's trusted Skelly for the last 3-4 games. That's it. He's only just discovered that he can play midfield. You know? Now, is he putting Skelly in the team to put in the shop window to up the price, give him half a chance of getting picked for the World Cup? Or is he generally playing him because he believes that that's him going forward? I don't think he trusts Skelly enough going forward. I don't think he looks at Skelly as being his number one midfield player, gaming all next season. I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Good night, all. Gigi Buffon monster. Buffon was brilliant. Jeff Hurst, West Ham legend, 100%. Yes, I'm making McClare University grad, but Steve Coppell was before that. Today, Untold Academics. Stevie Coppell was some player. Great player. Really good player. But yeah, so, it is going to be hard to move these players on. Massively difficult to move these players on. But we're going to have to move them on sooner or later because, unfortunately, the money we've spent, we're going to have to sell players to get players in. Just one of them things. 100%. Big up DJB. Great show. Good night, all. Thanks, Footy Bents. Cheers, mate. Yeah, we've had a good laugh tonight. It's been good banter tonight. I've enjoyed it. It's been really, really good. We've had some good banter, and thanks for everyone that's locked in. It's been a good mingle. I will be back, people, on tomorrow. Me and Kenny Ken will be doing the extra time show earlier. It'll be at 5 o'clock, not 6 o'clock. So come and join me and Kenny Ken. And then I'll be doing the Sunday sit back session. Looking forward to Burnley, going over all their weekends football and everything else. And come and join me, people. Come and join me. Nobby Styles, DJ. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good talking about what we spoke about: cricket, tennis, TV shows, double acts for me and Numpsky. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Nice end of season stream. Yeah, we're all a bit relaxed. Job's nearly done. Arsenal now surely cannot mess up. If we lose the league and we don't win any trophies this season in the position we're in, it's not only the manager that can't show his face next season. Probably that whole team will struggle. Honestly, it'd be unforgivable now if these players and manager balls it up from here. Unforgivable. Really would. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. And as I said to you before, some of the worst teams to play are the teams that are already relegated because they play with freedom. They play as if they're just free. They've got nothing to play for. They're relegated. They know their fate. Just go and play football and enjoy it. They've got no pressure on Burnley Monday night. They're there for the ride. They can express themselves. Players can take risks. We're the ones that have got to win. Burnley haven't. Burnley haven't. I don't think Burnley will sit back. I think Burnley will give it a go. I think Burnley will be very similar to the Wolves that when we played Wolves at home. They'll be very, very similar to Wolves. They'll have little moments in the game where they'll come at us. Yeah, because they've got nothing. They've got nothing to lose. They've got absolutely nothing to lose, people. So it'll be an interesting one. Being interesting. Jose Mourinho could be the next Real Madrid manager. Yeah, but they're not happy about it, Kawaja. The fans don't want him. A lot of the fans don't want him. And I can understand why. Some managers have just had their day. Some managers have just had their day in the sun. Jose Mourinho, brilliant manager, done great things. But I just think he's on that kind of, I don't know. He can do a job at other clubs, but not the size of Real Madrid now. I think that's passed him by. And I think the fans realise this. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. If not careful, we might draw that. Would be a ball. Got to be careful. As I said, get the job done, people. Let's get it done. Yeah. Burnley will park the bus and we might get own goalless. I think they might start off rigid, Burnley. But I do think they'll play with a little bit more freedom. They're relegated. They can enjoy their football. You know, they've got a new manager in charge. They scored 2 goals the other night. Looked good for it as well, apparently. You know, so who knows? Who knows? It's down to us. It's down to us. What we don't want it to be 0-0 for too long. Then nerves will start jangling. That stadium will become very, very edgy. And that will filter down to the players. Yeah. Want to get an early goal, stick with it, try and score again. 2 goals before half time, like City done against Palace tonight. That's what we need. We need to go in at 2-0 and then come out second half and just do our thing. If we go in 0-0 at half time and then we come out second half and we still ain't scored for 10 minutes when it gets to about 60 odd minutes, it will start getting edgy. And then Burnley will start thinking, hang on a minute, we can get something out of this. How good will that be? Walk away from the Emirates, getting relegated and coming away from Emirates, putting a dent in their title. Be a little mini cup final for them. So don't let that happen, people. Don't let that happen. Do you remember Alan Ball? Alan Ball's a brilliant player. Again, underrated. Do you remember Nick Barmby for Hull City? Nick Barmby was a good little player as well. Clever little player, Nick Barmby. Clever little player. Andy Cole, probably one of the most underrated strikers in the Premiership's ever seen. Absolute brilliant player was Andy Cole. Fantastic. But yeah, big up to everyone locked in. Make sure that you smash your like on the way out. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, please sub to the channel. We're nearly at 3K, people. Nearly there. Big up to everyone in the community. Every single one that's come by. The Lynches, the Binkses, Benso, Amakel. Brilliant. Thanks for all your input, my friend. Welcome to the community. Kawaja, as always. Nashi's been in. Football Bants thing. Vicenza Protoni's been in. Big up to you. Joseph as well. Joseph Connor Golden. Absolute legend. Big up to every single one that's been in. Clement, Footy Bants. You name it. It's all been there. We've been the mingle, people. It's the mingle. I bet Calafiore is eating grass like a dog right now. Yeah, probably. More than likely. Calafiore's, for me, if he's fit, he's a brilliant squad player. Again, if there's an upgrade on him, I'll take it all day long. Nonny Madueke, mate, honestly, terrible player. How we signed him, I don't know. But it is what it is. Listen, we're 3 games away from absolute dream world. Or we're 3 games away from absolute disaster. It's Arsenal Football Club, people. You never know what you're going to get. Goes back in time. Yeah, history will tell you Arsenal don't do things easy. We don't make things easy. We always make things hard. Yeah. So we just have to keep praying, keep watching. I'm sure we'll get it done, but it's football. You never know what happens. Little bit of madness at VAR, penalty, standing off, injury. Anything can happen. Just keep open-minded, be realistic. When it happens, we'll celebrate. If it don't happen, the huddle will go mad. Trust me. Yeah. No, I couldn't get a ticket, my friend. The tickets were scarce. Couldn't get a ticket for the Palace game, but I'll be at the Burnley game. 100% be at the Burnley game. So, yeah, I'm gutted, really. I can't go to the Palace game, but it is what it is. I'm more gutted that I didn't even get a ticket for the Champions League. Yeah, that's sore point, that is, my friend. That's on another stream. That's another stream. Trust me. Disgusting. Big up to Amikel. Big up, everyone. Take care. And what we'll do, I'll see you tomorrow. And then on Sunday, sit back as well. Make sure you're there. Thank you very much. And we're out of here. Bless.